Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode number 91 of the Dragon's Den podcast. We're live and on the air here on YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, X. We're all over the place tonight. I'm joined tonight by Spooby the Great, Brandon on the top right, Miranda Nicole on the bottom there, and we might see Matt and Aaron here before before the evening's out sometime here tonight. And of course, my name is Eric Hopkins, aka Joe. Welcome to the Dragon's Den podcast. If you're finding us for the very first time, please, by all means, click that like, click subscribe. Follow us on Rumble, comment below, and join the conversation. We like to talk about all sorts of good things, especially in the world of entertainment, pop culture, news. We talk about pro wrestling, movies, sports, and of course, we always end up in our Rumble exclusive segment, the news and politics, to round out the show. So welcome, everybody. Hope you guys had a good week, and we're back. So what's up, guys? How you guys doing?
My week was, first of all, Mother's Day weekend still killed me. My chest still hurts. My back is still sore.
Oh, don't talk about back. I had a back spasm at my dad's last Sunday.
Oh.
My back has hurt all week. It's a lot better now. Thank God. But those first 2 days back at work were a struggle.
Well, you know me. I'm infatuated with my wife, and anything she asks me to do manual labor wise, I will hurt myself in order to please her. And that's exactly what I fucking did, because I pulled out a tiller that, like, this thing is a monster on its own, right? Like, I fought with this damn thing to till her a walkway in our backyard. You've been in my backyard, so where my the basement is, right? So that little run.
But I don't think he's ever been back, like, down to the basement.
No, I never been in the basement. Yeah.
All right. Well, there's this little path area, like, in between, like, from the porch before you get to the yard. Anyway, they had it fenced off before, I'm guessing for the dogs, but I don't get it.
Yeah, it was like a dog kennel area when we first moved in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she wanted to because she almost broke her neck when she came out of there because the ground's so uneven. So she was like, let's even this out and, like, make a walkway. And I'm like, all right, cool. So originally her plan was, she goes, well, we could just take a hoe and a shovel and just start digging up the ground. And I'm like, I'm not about to do none of that. So I said, well, we got that tiller. We'll just break that out and just till up the ground and then, level it out. Worst mistake I've ever made, because that thing, it took me a minute to get it started. First of all, like, that was
it hadn't been started for 2 years, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So finally got it going. And brother, I'm in the yard just
how'd that go again?
But I got it. We got it all straightened out. But then, like, we got all those limestone slabs in the front of the house.
Right.
She goes up there with a can of spray paint and just starts marking chunks that she wants. And I'm like, oh yeah, Carroll, I'll go get them. And then I realized that, like, wait, I have to carry these fucking things back here. So,
you're making my back hurt just thinking about this. God.
But we got it done, and, like, I guess with some more improvements and stuff we want to do back there, it'll look really nice. But tilling up the ground was the smartest fucking decision, because it just made it easier for me to lay out the slabs. We got to even it out and shit like that. But brother, I hurt, like, my chest, like, this thing is bouncing and I'm trying to pull it this way and negotiate it this way, like,
man, between that and the zero turn last week, you're going through it when it comes to this work around the house, man. But it'll be well worth it once you get it all done and everything.
I know. Yeah,
it's just the hard work to it, and then you can sit back with an ice cold one and go, yeah, it looks
yeah.
And I'll just sit back here from my apartment saying, I'm glad you got a house that you enjoy, because I'm not going through it. Not with my back the way it was this week. There ain't no way I could be doing yard work. Oh my God. So luckily my dad had, though, like, he had some, I don't know, they're called, it was like a capsicum patch, but it's like capsicum or however. Yeah.
Capsicum, I think is how you say it.
Yeah. And I don't usually keep them around the house or anything for, like, I've tried, like, icy hot patches and stuff. For whatever reason, those really worked more on my back than I did some research on them. Apparently a lot of people swear by them.
Yeah, my mom liked them too a lot.
Yeah, so I immediately bought 15. So I've got backups in case I need them. So, dude, and it's got, like, a long shelf life too, so I'm good.
Yeah, after we were done that night, when we got to wind down after dinner was made and all that other shit, it was one of those. So she's like, I thank you, I love you, and I'm like, I love you too, no matter. And then it's like, hey, can you rub my back, brother? We rubbed each other down with this stuff, and like
I keep it PG.
Like old people, you know what I'm saying? We're
Right.
just like, listen.
I mean,
It was a,
I had so much on me though. I was freezing.
yeah,
Because you know.
it's like icy hot type shit. So it's like cold, the breeze. But you know what though? I will say this: it was a beautiful fucking weekend to do what we did. Like we couldn't have picked a better fucking weekend. Like it wasn't too hot, it wasn't too cold. It was nice. We even went down to the little Brews and Q barbecue festival downtown.
Nice.
Because they have a car show every year. We went down there, brother, and like I took Jaden because like I knew he would love it. Because Jaden surprises me with a lot of things, especially his interest in a lot of old school things. Like his interest in muscle cars is. I asked him. I said, if you could have one, which one? And he picked out this. It was a oh my god. It's not a Caprice because that's the one that I liked. It was a
oh fuck,
yeah. Dude, yeah, this Caprice that was there. I'm talking. This motherfucker was nice.
I ain't seen one of them in a while.
Oh, what was that, babe? Was it a?
I can't remember the one that Jaden liked.
Fuck, dude, it was gorgeous though. And he's like, if I could have a dream car, this is it. And I go, you serious? And he's like, yeah, 100%. Like, if this would be the car I want. And I'm like, brother, I would love to do that with you. Like to
now I'm dying to know what it was.
I'll have to ask him because it was a nice fucking car. Anaya picked out this because we got to vote on which cars, and Anaya picked out this what's it
just for visual reference. I'm gonna send a couple pictures to this.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was fucking awesome though. I think that car that Jaden liked might be in there too. But that Miranda picked out a was it a Camaro, babe, or was it an IROD?
It was a Camaro.
It was a Camaro.
Nice.
Oh,
like
old school
stuff.
Z28.
My mom had one of those. Like
my mom did too. She had two of them.
I can't remember if it was a Z28, but it was that body style. But either way, yeah. But the only problem with those they were rust buckets after a while.
Well, hers, the ignition, like I don't know if it broke or whatever, but you didn't need a key, and I was able to start that damn thing at like 3 years old. That was a problem because I knew I could and I would.
She's just behind the wheel.
Yeah, brother. So funny story. I'm sorry, we're talking about cars, but like my stepdad, Cadillacs, obviously. I mean, come on. So he had this big body Cadillac, right? And my mom, I wish you this is a core memory for me because my mom was short and she's behind the wheel of this Cadillac, and it was like she could barely see over the steering wheel or something, and she's just. But mind you, my mom never drove, right? So this is the first time, and I'll never forget it. It was me and my sister are in the car with her because my stepdad was at Mr. John's house, and that's where we were going, to Mr. John's house. So my mom had to drive his Cadillac. This is only a couple blocks away. She had to drive his car over there, and it's this big black Cadillac, and she's behind the wheel of this something. I've never been more terrified in my life. She was just whipping this thing like some brother. I love that car, and like I would love an old school car, but you got to remember those Cadillacs back then were built like fucking tanks. Like they were all steel, like they were huge. But my uncle, nice. That SS is nice. My uncle had a Broham, big old suicide door Cadillac. It was fucking huge.
Oh, dope.
That one was nice too.
That was Anaya's favorite.
Yeah, that's a nice pick. That was a nice pick.
Oh, I think I skipped one. Oh, no, that wasn't it. That was the chat noise. I guess we only have two, or was there third? Okay, there we go. Oh, there, like that.
So that Caprice is right next to. It's the one that you don't see the front fender. That Caprice right there is the one that I picked. That dude, I'm telling you, that motherfucker was clean.
Yeah, I miss those.
4-speed too. It was nice, brother.
Man, yeah, I remember. Of course, my mom's was like a maroon type color. But yeah,
my mom's was almost that color.
Oh, okay. I like
too.
that blue though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Of course, my mom's didn't have the little slits in the
fins
side,
or
the little gills, as it were. I don't know what you call them.
They had one that had T-tops too. It was nice too.
Oh hell yeah, man!
Do you know how much your mom paid for hers? Did she buy it new?
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she bought it new, but I couldn't tell you what the price was.
She just told me the other day she bought a 73 and 73 and a 79 and 79, and I think the $3,000 and 73, and then it jumped to almost 8,000 and 79.
Damn!
You could get a brand new Camaro for $3,000.
Of course, $3,000 went a lot farther those days.
Yeah.
And that would be kind of like 20 grand now or whatever. It was probably still similar, but yeah. But I tell you, those pictures are making me miss. Remember, did you ever go to like old Carl Casper's Custom Auto Show in Louisville, Kentucky?
No.
They used to have like the convention center there, filled with nothing but hot rods and cars and new models, and of course they had that's where I met Ted DiBiase and Virgil. They were down there at a signing and stuff. They had like actors and stuff, kind of like a small Comic-Con type thing, but it was mostly for custom cars and stuff like that. You'd have loved it. They unfortunately don't run it no more, but
man,
yeah, I think it just kind of went out of business. But it was just kind of a shame.
I think
there's some around Indy, I think sometime. I don't remember exactly what they are. But
there was they do one I just seen a thing for it too. They do one, it's coming up, and I want to say it's out this way or out towards Linton or something like that. Anyway, we used to go to one back in Ohio at the Trimble County Fair. They used to have, and every fucking way. Like when you first walked in, lined up all across and some of these cars were fucking beautiful. And like, I'm like, that's one thing. Like, I would love to go to one of those car auctions, not because I'm planning on bidding on one of these cars, but part of it is
you don't intend to.
Yeah, I mean, my pockets ain't that deep. But I would love to go to one of them because like some of these cars, like just to see a lot of the old cars too get restored. And like again, Jaden surprised me when he said like if he could have a car to restore, that would be the car. And then I'm like, brother, I would love if I could do that. Like if I could have a garage where I could put a car in where that's what we were doing, rebuilding this car. And I was like, I would be all in for that shit.
Heck yeah.
But
I mean, I used to work on like things like I put neons on my old car, like I made my clips and my
Tokyo drift shit.
Yeah, oh yeah. I used to put like the subwoofers in the back. I used to do all that stuff with the amps and all that sort of.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Customize your own radios or your CD players and stuff. But
the Kenwood decks faces, like do you remember that? Like there was a phase in time where like because people would steal the deck faces.
I had my CD player stolen once. Yeah, really? not that kind, but it was just I went to a buddy's house. He was at an apartment complex and woke up the next morning. Someone ripped it out of the dash, and I was like, "Dang, man!" Never did find out what happened to it. So called the cops. They're like, "Well, we'll look for it, but we can't guarantee we'll find it." I was like, "Great."
In my white Pontiac, I hooked up the speakers and shit that I had in there. I had rims on that son bitch. I had
I didn't do the rims because I couldn't afford the rims back in high school, but so I had like the customizable hubcaps. They weren't great.
You remember the spinner caps?
I don't think I have any spinners, but yeah. I mean, I had the little plastic ones that popped on. Made it look like it was, I mean, you could tell it was like a hubcap, but it was the best I could do. So yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? But yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, I remember that phase of life where tuner cars were every fucking where street race. I had a buddy Vince. He had a Mitsubishi Eclipse, and trying to pile 4 people in that car was a chore.
Yeah, well, considering it's a 2-door, you got to basically climb out of the back of it, which is it's not hard or not easy to get into. There ain't no way I can do it now.
I remember when Dev got his little Cutlass. This was not the big body Cutlass, like old school Cutlass. This was more newer Cutlasses or whatever. It was like a 98 or 96 Cutlass he bought, and like he straight piped it. Oh my, this thing, brother. I used to hear a block away coming to my crib to pick me up, and you could just whoa. I'm like, this motherfucker.
I'm glad I didn't meet you until a little after that.
What worked, huh?
Crazy.
Yeah.
No, not at all. Yeah, I never had like the super loud exhaust or anything, but I had buddies who did, things like that. So yeah, it was just stuff like that we used to tinker with, the window tinting and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Just what little things you could afford to spruce up your ride, I don't know if kids still do that as much anymore.
It's more or less trucks now. Like, well,
fair.
Okay, I'll say it this way. Since we moved here, now again, this is, I guess you want to call it a cultural difference, whatever the case may be.
I'm gonna send you what our friend's son is doing in Ohio to cars now.
Yeah.
Sweet. Nice.
You talked to Rich. He was in the group, the chat.
Yeah, he used to come in.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay.
He does stuff with cars. But like what was I saying? Oh, here it's trucks. Like back in like home in Ohio, like you would get more of like the down in Florida, stuff like that, like Miami, they have like what they call dunks, which are big body old school like Caprices or Monte Carlo, whatever, and they shove these big ass wheels on them, and that's what you get up there. But here it's trucks and Jeeps. I've seen a lot of customization and shit too. Like there's this white truck that drives around. It's super lifted. It has these white LEDs underneath it. They're bright as shit, by the way.
Oh yeah. Now they get the lights underneath the wheel wells and stuff. We didn't really do much when we were younger. I don't know if they really even had them back then, to be honest. But
I mean, back then you would get like the neon lights. But you either got them under the front and back or on the sides. Rarely you see people would have them all four sides were done. You know what I mean? Front, back, and sides. I know Vince's Mitsubishi. His was this gray, like a dark smoke gray, but he had red LED lights underneath of it. And
this
he even
second video might be better than the first one I sent because I didn't realize it was real.
And he had a speaker system and shit set up in that damn thing. Yeah, Vince's was his Mitsubishi was cool, but
yeah, not only that, our cruising is just a lost art in general. That's what we used to do, just drive around town and just mute music and stuff. Now you got to take out a second mortgage to do that. So
we're not
gonna do that much anymore. But yeah, that's a whole different story. All right, so I think this is the second video that Miranda sent of the Cybertruck.
Oh, Kenny,
satin black paint protection. That's the right video.
He wraps cars.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Wait,
he wraps them.
Yeah. Custom wrap jobs, stuff like that. Like that's what he does. And window tints and shit too.
Nice. Huh. I mean,
yeah, he's driving a Cybertruck in this.
Cybertruck.
Yeah.
That'll make all the leftists happy.
He said the Cybertruck is probably the easiest car to do.
Oh, yeah, it's got such big panels and stuff.
Yeah,
so that make it a little bit less more difficult with all the intricacies of the shape of the car too. So I can see where he's coming from there, for sure. So that's pretty cool.
I want to get ours wrapped by him. I don't know how long it would take. I'll drop it off to him.
Might not be as long as you might think. I mean, it's just
probably not.
Yeah, for sure. But it was crazy times back in those days. I just wish they were still around because kids today don't know what and now kids today don't even want to get their licenses when they first turn 16 as much as we used to. It's like, man, we were dying to go out and do all this sort of cool stuff.
Brother, getting a car was like that was your ultimate freedom. It's not like you didn't have like freedom then. Like I said, back when we were kids, like we just disappeared into the ether. You know what I mean? Like we were gone. And then getting a car though, that was that like ultimate. We're doing after Devin got his license, brother. We went to Geauga Lake more than we stayed at home. Like it was like, and the summertime we hit, we either went to Geauga Lake, Nelson's Ledges, or fucking Waddell.
So season passes to Geauga Lake back then were only like $50.
Oh yeah, this is what Geauga Lake
only
still attached. Was it Geauga Lake
and a lot.
SeaWorld? I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
For those wondering, I got a text from Mike, which I don't know why he just didn't put in the chat. He's like, for those wondering, why is there no topics and stuff on the side of the screen? I just thought I'd try a new different format here a little bit, just to kind of spice things up a little bit, just to kind of change things up. Not only that, I'm trying to save as much time as I can when it comes to prepping the show, and not to be quite honest with you, getting all the logos and everything for every topic we're going over. Sometimes it's a little time consuming. So if you want to know what's going to be on the show, just look at the description of the video you're watching. It's right there.
Yeah.
I mean,
brother.
I'm not trying to say that to be, rude or anything, but at the same time, it's just like it's there. You can find it, and it'll be the same as it has been before.
I will say this: I do like the new background you got there.
Yeah, and to be honest, I was working on trying to get working on this a little bit more. But Grok apparently took a crap last night, and I couldn't, edit nothing. Like so literally, like normally I try to animate the thumbnails and stuff. Couldn't do that last night because Grok is my go-to to do that sort of thing. And so whatever reason, hopefully they get their crap together over there on X, because I'm gonna be calling Elon up pretty quick here. Be like, hey man, got a show to do. So yeah.
Hey, let's tighten it up, son.
Yeah. Mike said, nothing wrong with trying a new format. Absolutely, and that's what I'm just trying to. And like I said, you might. And to be quite honest with you, if I really still want to do like the transitions, get them updated. I also would like to maybe even work on the intros a bit more. I would like to do it a little bit sleeker. It just isn't quite where I feel like I would like it, because Brandon and Miranda know I'm a bit of a perfectionist and some of this sort of stuff. So, but I see some of these other videos going, man, and even Miranda shared one with like AI and stuff that was done. I thought was really cool too. It's like there's certain ideas, there's certain ideas rattling around in my head. I'd like to have them come to fruition if I could figure out and learn how to do some of that stuff. But a lot of that's with there's a program called Blender, which is very much when it comes to like, it's almost like CGI graphics, like movie type stuff. So I would love to be able to learn how to do that, but it's got a learning curve to it. So
I know Sundance is another app that I've heard about but never played with.
Okay. I'll have to check that out too. I mean, I already pay for X a little bit anyway to get the longer posts and stuff. So I just kind of been using Grok as the default. It's been pretty good. I've learned how to do a few things there. But yeah, I'm just constantly thinking of ways to kind of make the show better and looking around and stuff and making some changes. But
after we're done, I'm going to show you a video that I show Miranda. It's a music video, but it's made with AI. And like the video is shot in AI. But I'm telling you, if I didn't tell you it was AI when you first watch it, you would just assumed it was a music video that was shot and the makeup was really well done. And the only reason I know it's AI because, well, once I finally read the description, but then I also, in the video, you'll see like one or two things that it does where you can go, all right, I can tell, like that's, you know what I mean? That wasn't supposed to happen. But when I originally watched the video, I would have just told you that this dude was in makeup. I don't know how long he sat in his chair to get it, but he did it. And it was an awesome video. And but yeah, I'll show you that later.
Well, and
like,
it is.
I would love to learn to use AI to do certain things like that. And like, I don't know how long that would take, but it was fucking awesome. I know that. Like,
and I still want to. I mean, there's nothing against the music we use or anything, but I'd like to maybe evolve that a little bit. Like Miranda's talked about too. There's ways of making your own AI music. I'd like to make an actual legit intro song customized for our show. I think that would be great. I mean,
listen, I could come up with some lyrics.
I mean, well, hell, a lot of like sites and stuff now, you give them like words and prompts and a description, it'll come up with it on its own.
Really?
Obviously, yeah. So I mean, it's just kind of like
that's like that Linton post, Brandon.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Somebody asked ChatGPT to roast Linton.
Brother,
it was hilarious.
Like it went in on Linton, brother. I was crying.
That'd be like going in on Mitchell. A lot of material.
I would love to know what it would say about that, because like I read it all off and I'm dying laughing at this post. If I can find it again, I'll share it.
Just
but like
in general,
yeah, I was like, I wonder what it would say about where we grew up in Ohio. And then because I know what it was like, Miranda knows what it was like. So I'm wondering if I put it in the AI system to have it roast where I grew up, I would love to know what it would say.
You have to put the dates though, like in the 90s. What was it like here?
Mike said you'll like leaving Linton. I mean,
it is small. I'll give it that. Like, and it other than the park, which is pretty much what that damn post said, and hanging out in Walmart parking lot, there's nothing to do.
There's actually I don't know if charm is the right word, to a small town like a Mitchell or a Linton. It's usually nowadays it's most likely meth, but it's outside of that,
meth and incest.
Yeah.
But if you can stay away from all that stuff, small towns can be very homey and feel very country, and it can be a really nice place to live. I grew up in a small town, so
Yeah,
I do like living in a bigger town where there are other things and access to things to do, but with that comes its downsides as well, you know. So
yeah.
Well, we have one neighbor that likes to tell everybody's business, and like I know a lot of history about people around here, and
that is one of the downsides of a small town. Everybody's met at some point, you know. But
and they know things, and you're like, oh, interesting.
And now I can't unknow these things.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that is the bad part of that. But
yeah, that's the trade-off, I guess.
Trade-off, I guess. Yeah. I mean, I would like to think I could still even be pretty secluded, even in a small town. Because if I want to be a hermit, I could really pull that off. If I really tried hard. You know, I mean, maybe I wouldn't have as big of a problem as others.
Brother, I told you our experience when we moved to Mitchell, and it's still one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen. Because, like, I don't know if people just didn't realize that I wasn't leaving. That, like, when we were moving in, and people were like, "Oh, huh." You know what I mean?
You're one of the movers helping these people move in, right?
Yeah. And then my kids and the one lady, she goes, "Oh, is that your son?" And I looked at her, and go, "You better fucking hope so."
Way to make a first impression.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That sounds like Mitchell. Now, for those of you who may not know, how big would you think Mitchell, like population size?
Oh Lord.
Is 5,000 too? Is that
I think that's probably too fucking
maybe too high even. I don't know.
Yeah.
Where?
Mitchell. Maybe 3,000. Yeah, I'm curious. You gonna look it up?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I'm just spitballing, but it's very small for sure. And most people live even outside the town. It's mostly countryside and things like that, you know. But yeah, not to mention like right now there's only like one major business in the area outside of small stuff. Oh,
Mike's post. I got it.
Oh, you got it? Okay, cool. I know
I grew up, you know, I grew up in the country north of Bloomfield, and I wish I lived in town. The older I get, the more I actually miss the quiet of the country. Now, I will say this, Mike, I agree with you 100%. I grew up in a town, like where I grew up, noisy. When I got access, like when you know, Sue moved in next door, and then, you know, I befriended them and they moved out to the country. That to me was the best part, because again, it was a long enough drive that nobody wanted to make it. So when I went out there, it was I was at peace. I didn't deal with the sirens, the dogs, the none of that
last
shit.
Night.
And it was magical. Downside is living in what was it? It was Kinsman. Living in Kinsman, there's nothing. Literally nothing. But I got to ride four-wheelers. I was out in the middle of no fucking where. It was quiet. Occasional barn owl, whatever, you know. Like, no, those fuckers make noise.
Oh.
And
I'll say we had a couple owls in the intro. I don't know if one of those.
They were terrifying to find. When you find an owl in a rafter, like when you're moving shit and you climb up this fucking rafter and you look into the eyes of something like that,
you see that head go.
Yeah, it is not pleasant. But it was the middle of nowhere. Like that's why I learned where to hunt. That's where I fished most of my time. That's where I did all the Boy Scout shit that you would do. We built a fort in the middle of the woods in this little cave that we found. We don't know if anything was in there, but whatever, that was our fort. But it was peaceful. But then leaving to go back to the city, to go back to school and all that shit was trash. The older I got, the more I enjoyed not living by people. Like, that sounds terrible, but that's what it is. Like, I enjoyed my peace, my quiet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, Mike, I sure am. He says they're enjoying it. Okay, so the story, I got some extra Coronas that I went camping with a couple buddies and some of our friends a couple weeks ago, and I just had some extras. So I was like, "What the hell? I'm gonna break one out. I might take a couple to the Indy 500 next weekend." But so they're going to get used at some point. So yeah, just thought I'd put it to good use.
About the Indy 500. Damn.
So real quick, the population of Mitchell is between 39
people.
3933.
Okay.
And 3,964 people.
So not quite 4,000. So
Not-
I was in the ballpark. I was in
Yeah.
between, or on the
And
other
you can
side.
tell. I promise you that. You could tell.
Yeah. And Linton and Bloomfield probably even, I don't know, Bloomfield might be about the same. Maybe. Linton probably not. Linton's small.
Lynn's got to be smaller. Yeah.
So yeah, for those of you who don't know, we're Indiana people. Well, we are now. I mean, I've always been Indiana, but you guys have been Ohio most of your life. Yeah. So, but we're happy to have you. Yeah.
The town that we left.
Oh,
that is not green.
Well, Mike said Corona's nasty. When I used to drink it was one of my least favorite drinks. Well, it was either this or Bud Light, and apparently after Bud Light had their whole ordeal, I can't drink them no more, I guess.
Yeah.
So Corona's the next best thing for me. I'm not a Coors Light guy, so this is just kind of it for me. So, and not only that, this is what they drink in Fast and Furious because it's all about family, you know.
Oh Lord Jesus!
I thought I'd try it. I kind of like it. So anyway,
okay,
it's beer.
I'm from Greene Township in Ohio. And it's very, very north Trumbull County. There's 718 people there.
Oh my God! Yeah, you can
fucking tell.
Yeah.
You
like going to the local what was it? The little county fair. Oh, hey, what's up, man? Hey, I know you. Hey, buddy. You know everybody.
That's the thing. When she lived out there, and then when I moved in with her out there, literally like if you wanted to go to Walmart, it was a 30-minute drive because you had to go, but it was so quiet and just, well, I say quiet, but like we lived on 88, which was a busy road.
46.
It was quiet for the most part. 46, I'm sorry, which was a busy.
We lived on 88 with
Kinsman, yeah,
which
was again peaceful, but we had Deer Park, so that was a plus.
Right on. Well, we got a lot to talk about tonight, so we probably ought to get the show we'll get moving a little bit.
Enough reminiscing.
About to text Matt because he had a story in the sports section that was his request to talk about. He's not here, so if he's not here, I may just skip it until next week because it kind of ties into next week too. So
that's crazy, Mike. You wild for that.
Mike said, "Eric, you're bald like Vin Diesel," and that's about it for comparison. Yeah, fair enough. But cool factor's not quite as there. But some people probably don't know. I don't know if everybody likes Vin Diesel or not anymore. But I don't know. I still kind of like him as an actor, but
I kind of like him. I get that him and
we'll talk a little bit more about him. We'll talk a little bit more about Vin in just a little bit. So a little bit of a tease there. So before we get to that, though, let's talk about a little bit of pro wrestling, though, shall we? Let's get into it. Like I said, them transitions, they need update. I'm going to get there one of these days, slow but surely.
I still kind of like that one though.
I like it. I mean, I don't want to totally get rid of everything in it. I just kind of want to rework it more so yeah, it won't fully go away, no doubt. All right, so but World of Pro Wrestling last week, WWE had their Backlash pay-per-view in Tampa, Florida, and it was a show. I mean, it wasn't the greatest show ever, but I mean, Braun Breaker gets a win over Seth Rollins. That's kind of be expected there. We'll get into John Cena and Asuka in just a second, but Danhausen thought he cloned himself to go in a match against Miz and Kit Wilson. Apparently, it ended up being a mini-Hausen instead. I loved when Danhausen opened the box, though, who thought it was going to be a full-size clone of himself, and out walked the mini-Hausen, and Danhausen just looked at the TV and went, shit. So I thought that was funny. Of course, you got Trick Williams retaining against Sami Zayn, and Roman Reigns actually retained the title over Jacob Fatu, but after the match, Jacob Fatu laid out Roman while holding up the belt. So this feud must continue, but more on that as it develops.
Violent.
Yeah, it was a violent match for sure, and pretty entertaining main event. I'm not gonna lie to you about that, but so and as Mike said, less commercials, so that was a plus. Yeah, you're probably not going to get as many when it's not a big show like WrestleMania or SummerSlam, but it's still got ads. It's just the way it is in WWE, unfortunately. But yeah, the lesser the better. I just wish they kind of keep that over into the big shows too. But yeah, more on Roman and Jacob as it develops, and they're going to be continuing that. Not a whole lot to really talk about out on Raw this week necessarily in regards to that feud, but as it continues, we'll get more into it. However, on Backlash, we also saw Io Sky versus Asuka and kind of a culmination of their feud from the Damage Control days. And even, Kairi Sane leaving the company kind of left this storyline a little bit, I guess, worse for wear, as it were, a little bit lacking something when it comes to the story department. But Asuka, after the match, gave a big hug to Io Sky and even kind of waved to the crowd, and they gave each other their props and stuff. And it certainly appears as if Asuka's future with the company could potentially be up in the air at this point, as reports are stating that she went back to Japan for family matters, kind of like Kairi Sane actually ended up doing. And of course, the Wrestling Observer talks about, though, nothing is clear about whether she could return to the company or if she does, whether her role will be different. And she even basically said goodbye to Io Sky on Monday Night Raw as they said their goodbyes. And Asuka even said, I was looking for someone to kind of fill my role, fill my shoes. So they definitely made it sound like that she may be done with the company. Is this another one of those unfortunate instances when it comes to like contracts and maybe she was asked to take less money, decided not to, or is this just something that maybe it's just time for Asuka to step away? What do you guys think?
So from the other report that I seen, that has nothing to do with it. It was legit family matter. She was never asked to take a pay cut, or her contract wasn't up. Her contract was done in 2024 for a multi-year deal, so they didn't ask her to take any money. Something actually happened. It was a family personal issue that she had to take off for. But I do also believe Asuka's been wrestling way longer than any of us know, in the sense of her career started before she got to WWE. She was one of the most successful women's champions in NXT for a while. She was the 900 and some days female champion in
Something
NXT?
like that. It was a long time. It was at least 800. But yeah, you're probably right.
She's probably at that point too. I mean, like the injuries, mileage, all that shit, being homesick. She runs a business outside of that in Japan.
I heard about that. Yeah,
cosmetology. Yeah, she's a hairdresser.
Obviously,
she probably is winding down her career. Like, to be honest, yeah.
Well,
she's probably winding down her.
I know some of the women in the women's division were a little older, but I mean, I think she's probably still in her 30s. I'm gonna double check here, but yeah, she's 40. Oh no, she's 44. She's a little older than I even realized. So yeah,
holy, I mean, shit, really? She doesn't fucking look like it.
No, she don't. I mean, she's my age. Let's just say it that way. But yeah, I mean, so yeah, she may be just considering, maybe before things, get. When she gets too older, maybe before her body really starts to break down, maybe it's just a good time to step away. And if that's the case, I totally respect it. No, get out when it gets good, while you can still have a good life to lead for the rest of your years. You know what I mean? Some people hold on too long. Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan come to mind. That and look how rough their later years have been. And Rick's still kicking, but yeah, he's definitely has some issues. But so yeah, I mean. Whatever it is, we wish Asuka well, and hopefully things will go well for her. It is interesting, though, like Kairi Sane had some issues in Japan, or went home, or at least to be with family. Asuka, and then even Okada on AEW was scheduled for a match with Darby Allin this last week. Apparently, he had family issues in Japan, so I hope everything's okay there in Japan. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know what's going on, but I enjoy to catch the Darby Allin match anyway, but I still want to see Darby and Okada at some point. I think that could be a lot of fun. Oh, yeah, we'll wish Asuka well, no doubt. Also on Backlash, the bigger news coming out of the show was, of course, John Cena made the earth-shattering announcement that's going to change the landscape of WWE forever. We speculated it was going to be more information on their club WWE subscription service. However, it sounds like they've come up with a new pay-per-view or event called the John Cena Classic. And we had the Mae Young. Was it called the Mae Young Classic? I believe.
Yes, Mae Young Classic. Yeah.
Which had a lot of the young ladies there, I believe, in NXT and maybe some other programming. But John Cena Classic has now been announced, and it's going to be a new event with a new championship even. What we know about the tournament, or the Classic, as it were, it's going to have a new title, as well as it'll be main roster talent versus NXT stars. Fans are going to be in charge of voting for the champion, and losers of the matches can still become champion through fan voting. That was the part to me. It was like, what?
Cyber Sundays?
It's kind of that, or like a Taboo Tuesday type thing where you vote online. But this got a little bit of backlash online, no pun intended, because it was backlash. But it got a little bit of, because it was like, what? Like, okay, so the matches don't mean anything, and fans could just vote for whoever they like. It's a popularity contest, essentially. Now, that got John Cena online kind of defending it, saying this is a concept that is purely, it's based on my character, my belief system, and stuff like that. But he also admitted that WWE is still trying to work out the kinks of what they want this to actually be. So it sounds like they don't even have a full grasp of what this idea is just yet, which leads me to kind of question, well, if you don't know how it's going to be structured, why did you have him go out and announce it to begin with? Yeah, makes me kind of wonder if they got the backlash and they're like, whoa, we got to course correct a little bit here. Let's think about how we're talking about this, because if the matches don't mean anything and you can just vote on who you want to win, yeah, you'll find out from the fans who they want to have pushed, but at the same time, the matches don't mean anything, so the show doesn't mean anything. So I don't know how it's going to work. However, I think the title should look like this. It looks like the old John Cena spinner belt, whether it's spin or not. And I still think it should be transparent because you can't see me. But that's just me. But either way, I think this would look pretty good if you ask me. If they says that being the title belt, I'll have to wait and see. But being a new championship, I don't know if it's like it kind of reminds me of the Owen Hart Cup tournament, which we're going to talk about in just a minute.
That's what I was going to say. If they could do it like they do the Owen Hart tournament, or what's the one they do with the point system? Is that the Owen Hart? The Owen?
No, Owen's just a straight up tournament. That may be like the G1 Classic or something. No, you're talking about that's the Continental Classic. That's the one. It's like a round robin thing. Yeah,
but if you do something like that, but fans can vote in to where, like, let's say you're in the lower bracket, right? But fan popularity, those points, they will get you a certain amount of points, right?
Sure.
To where you can bump you up from the lower bracket to the next bracket, but like, you still have to wrestle to get your main points in order to advance in the tournament. But these are just like little hopeful, a little boost. Say you're tied with another person, but you've already beat this person, right? So your fan points could get you bumped up enough to where you could move ahead of that person. Does that make sense? Like, you get what I'm saying?
Right. Well, not only that, if like say you had, even though you lost, but you had a great showing, and the fans like respect you for that outing, that one I can totally understand. But I fear it could end up being something like a Taboo Tuesday or a Cyber Sunday or whatever they had, where they would have like 3 different options for fans to vote for. Fans would intentionally vote for the option that WWE doesn't necessarily want to do, and WWE wasn't prepared for it. It ended up being kind of a bit of a nightmare situation for the company and their creative. So I fear that it could become something like that. But like I said, maybe there's just some kinks they need to work out. Maybe by the time we actually get this, it could actually end up being pretty good. So we'll have to wait and see how it goes. But I like the fact that they're at least thinking.
I mean, the opportunity, yes, and the opportunity to give NXT guys a shot, like they just got a bunch of new guys down in NXT now.
Yeah, which they could use the boost for sure.
Yeah. So this is
Now, my only other thing about that is, comparing it to the Owen Hart Cup, I don't necessarily think, they could be. WWE could be trying to counteract the Owen Hart Cup tournament, which AEW does every year, which we'll get into in just a second. But to me, it's more like, okay, if you do a tournament, let's say it's a tournament style with the Classic. I don't think they've officially confirmed the tournament. But if it is, so you do the Classic, do you turn right around and do the King and Queen of the Ring tournament that they do every summer too, or do you nix one of them? Because you don't want to have 2 tournaments back to back. So I don't know exactly what the Classic is going to entail.
Maybe the Classic doesn't happen till after, let's say after Mania is when you start it.
So this could be a while off. Yeah. It just felt kind of weird that they announced it, and I know there's been I think Tennessee or somebody already kind of bid like they would love to host it. Oh no, Netflix said they'd love to host the Classic. That's fine. Tennessee was, I think, WrestleMania. But so yeah, this has got potential. I just want to see more about it. But yeah, if it's just less up to the voters and fans can just vote in losers, that could backfire big time. So we'll see how it plays out. Mike had a few chats here. He said Minihausen, aka Max Mini, aka El Torito from AAA. So he was.
That's who that was, El Torito.
Yes, that's crazy. He also said that Asuka held the NXT title for 510 days in real time, 522 if you count defenses on shows on tape delay. So that's an interesting stat. So not quite the 900, but still quite a bit there. I think Athena, though, in Ring of Honor is definitely getting around the 800, 900 mark for sure. More on her in just a minute, too. He also said, I get a damn headache trying to figure out the rules for the John Cena Classic, where apparently wins and losses won't matter. Well, again, time will tell, but you're right. Initially, it definitely appears that way, maybe. How about the WWE John Cena Never Give Up title? You win by making your opponent say, I give up. You win because you never gave up. Okay. I'm sure.
That's ridiculous.
Why not? Why not? But yeah, I think the spinner belt, that if you ever were going to bring it back, that would be it, because he kind of made that iconic, or I guess you could say, even though a lot of people thought it still looked like a toy.
Is that a rendering, or is that like?
Yeah, it's just it may be like a picture of the actual spinner belt and someone just kind of reworked it.
Oh, okay. I thought that was like legit. the belt that they had. I'm like,
real.
that's actually fucking dope. I actually really like that.
There's actually a lot of belt designs going around that could like be something that could be done for the classic. You know, I mean, looks like something's made on WWE 2K.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's been a bunch. Some of them AI generated, didn't look too bad, but I don't see anymore. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see how it looks. Also on WWE news, apparently house shows are back now. House shows have been they've been doing like once a month or something like that as of late. However, beginning in July, it looks like we're doing sometimes twice a week and at least once a week, going all the way through August. So 10 new live event dates have been announced as part of the 2026 WWE Summer Tour, as they're calling it. This one looks like it could be in Europe at least. Were those all European locations? That's New Mexico, Pennsylvania, California. So, okay, so I guess the European tour is probably something different. That's probably because they got Clash in Italy coming up this summer here. So, yeah, that's probably going to be before the house shows hit the States. But either way, we got some shows coming up here. But, yeah, a lot of times the European shows, some of them are not taped, but the Raw and SmackDowns usually are. But, yeah, so the reports are stating, number one, this is a chance for TKO to get more revenue because, of course, they are. Number two, a lot of people are stating that WWE talent or creative and the brass up there feel like that the younger WWE talent especially need more reps. I agree. I think that this will be good for the talent all the way around. Then it gives them the time in the ring. That way they can kind of hone their craft and look better when it comes to television too. Because even guys like Seth Rollins was struggling this week in his match against Braun Breaker. So guys definitely need more time in the ring. And now Seth's coming off injury and all that sort of stuff too. It's only his second match back, so fine. But yeah, I think this will just benefit the talent all the way around. What do you think?
The house shows are always good. I mean, in the sense of like, I get that you're not gonna get your Roman Reigns there every fucking week. Like that's not gonna happen. Even when CM Punk was champion, he can brag about all he wants, but I know that fucking wasn't at every house show. It's impossible. Your body can't handle that kind of fucking stress. Sure. Especially at your age. So like, but this is also a good thing for your newer talents. Dark matches do wonders for talent. You know what I mean? Like it may not be televised, but at the same time, it's still exposure. You're still putting yourself out there for fans to latch onto, especially for NXT. I mean, like one of the biggest benefits of NXT was being able, when they started moving and doing house shows, like it benefited NXT way more because then when their pay-per-views came around, people really turned out for these fucking things. So like this is only a good thing in the sense of both talent wise and you're giving these guys who are main talent roster but who aren't featured as much on TV. It's still a chance for them to work on their craft but also earn a fucking paycheck still. So
very true too. And not to mention, even though this is 10 dates running from middle of July to the end of August, this is still not nearly the amount of house shows that they were running like under Vince McMahon back in the day. This is still a pretty easy schedule, all things considered. But it's just one of those things that practice makes perfect. And, I would still like to see AEW even get more house shows. I think they might run a couple. They don't run very many though, from what I understand. But again, that they're still a smaller company too. WWE should be able to do this. So yeah, we'll see if AEW kind of follows suit. Now AEW seems to be a little bit better when it comes to their in-ring performances. Sometimes you could say their storytelling is not quite as much up to WWE standards sometimes, but WWE I think could definitely use a little bit more of the in-ring work, I think, in my personal humble opinion. Do you disagree with that, or do you think AEW's got better in-ring at the moment?
Hell, at this point, wrestling is weird because it's in this. I don't know. For the last couple years, it's been in this weird flux state of like either you get good story here, okay wrestling, or you get great wrestling here and then okay or subpar storylines. Right. Like back when Vince did it, we could complain about it all we want. The in-ring was the in-ring, but it was normally masked by blood, guts, and that's a good way to get around faults. So like
that's why they also do like the zooming into the camera,
the
shaking. It's like that's backed off a little. Some of it's kind of come back a little bit. I'm like, all right, you can pull back on that, but I mean they do little tricks to kind of hide the deficiencies. But
I mean, look, just like with any sport in general, practice makes perfect. I mean, doing house shows plus two, house shows allow you to be more relaxed. So say you're working on something, you're trying to get over a new side to a character. House shows are great for that because again, it's not televised, but you don't have all this pressure on you with all the TV and all this other shit. You're just going out to entertain, so it allows you to do certain things that you don't normally like. Taker, you know, used to do crazy shit at house shows just because it was fun. Smaller crews.
Or if you're trying out a new gimmick or a character, you could try it in front of a live crowd, get the reaction before you put them on television. So they go out there and just get booed to death because the gimmick's terrible. It gives you an opportunity to kind of see what works and what doesn't before you actually put it on television. I like that idea. So, and I think all companies could use that. So I'm kind of hoping AEW follows suit a little bit here. So we'll see how that ends up going. But AEW also is, you know, we'll talk about them too here a little bit here. Again, not so much in revolving around storylines as much. We're getting into one with Darby Allin in a second, but mostly about news related stuff. We'll get into more storyline elements of wrestling next week because we got 2 big shows next weekend for Memorial Day weekend for AEW and WWE. So we'll talk about that next week. But this week, AEW, one thing I want to talk about here, apparently AEW is interested in working with Mick Foley potentially this year, as Mick Foley has obviously, you know, famously has now at this point has stated he doesn't want to work for WWE anymore because of who they support politically, which I don't agree with Mick Foley on that one per se. But nonetheless, Mick Foley's career, obviously, you know, in the business is well regarded as one of the better careers for sure. Obviously, the 3 faces of Foley with Dude Love, Mankind, and of course Cactus Jack. Now, obviously, at this point, Mick Foley is 60 years old, so I pray it would not be for another match. But I have heard that Mick Foley has lost a great deal of weight using DDP yoga, I believe, over the last year or two. So maybe, but I'm thinking more this would be along the lines of potentially maybe a one-off appearance, Double or Nothing on Memorial Day weekend. Does happen to be in the New York area. I don't know what his contract status with WWE would be because I thought I heard his contract was supposed to be through June or July, and then he was not going to renew because he is a part of the video game. But there may be a way, maybe it's one of those things he could still make appearances, but he still has certain things with the company. I don't know. But he could make an appearance in Double or Nothing, or there's rumors going around that maybe AEW wants him to fill a general manager or an authority figure type role. To be quite honest with you, though, at his age, the injuries he sustained, as hard as it is for him to get around. Plus, again, I don't agree with the man politically, but that's neither here nor there. I don't necessarily need to see him on my AEW television, but that's just my personal opinion. What do you guys think about this potential of Mick Foley ended up in AEW?
I think it's weird to have an authority figure now when you never established one to begin with.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just really a weird way to shoehorn that in there. For what? Because, like, what's the motivation behind it? Like, what's the point of it? If it's never been an issue now, like, there's nobody who's challenging the authority. Now, if you would have done this back when Moxley was champion and what he was doing with, you know, with the belt and all that shit, it would have made perfect sense.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that they could do that, I guess, but
it doesn't make sense now. Like, there's never been a need for one. And the only time you did have that authority figure was when you had Tony Khan come out and get beat up by the Bucks, wasn't it? When he got punched in the stomach. Was it
Tony. Yeah. Tony? Oh, yeah. That he got I guess Meltzer driver. What do they call
Meltzer
it now?
Driver. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, he got one of those, and then it was cool because Tony Khan wore his neck brace to the NFL draft for the Jacksonville draft. I thought that was hilarious. That's about the only time, though. Yeah, it's more of a behind the scenes thing.
Point. Yeah, so I don't see the point in it. And if you're going to go with the authority figure purpose, just for the sake of having an authority figure, and you want a guy who could take a bump for whatever fucking reason, there's plenty of guys in the back you could have done. Jerry Lynn, there's...
The closest thing we got was Christopher Daniels recently. It was kind of an interim thing, but that was the closest thing we got in AEW, yeah.
You could have stuck with him if that was the case. You know, like... but again, I don't know.
Yeah, you know, this sounds like it might be more like a Ronda Rousey at the last pay-per-view, a one-off type appearance, maybe in New York area or something. AEW has, I know MJF's been posting a lot about how, even though they're in Queens, I think for the pay-per-view on Memorial Day weekend, that that they would love to work at Madison Square Garden. That I would totally understand because Mick Foley is synonymous with that arena too. When he was a wrestler, so that would make some sense if you did a one-off type thing for that. But I guess time will tell. But yeah, I mean, full-time role, I don't think it's necessarily needed personally. But that's just my humble opinion. So yeah. But when it comes to the actual storyline and the main event scene right now, with Double or Nothing being next weekend, obviously the stuff between Darby Allin and MJF is now heating up after Darby Allin is now defending his title 5 times in the last 4 weeks. So he's been on a run and having great matches, by the way. But after he got done defeating Konosuke Takeshita on Dynamite, MJF and him got together to make the contract signing for their upcoming hair versus title match at Double or Nothing, where MJF was not ready to sign the contract and put his hair on the line. He was talking about how much his legacy in pro wrestling means to him when Darby Allin interrupted and said only a man as vain as MJF could be so concerned with legacy, as Darby Allin said, quote, "I don't care about legacy. I care about living in the moment." And he said at Double or Nothing, he's going to make Maxwell Jacob Freeman a bald-headed bitch, quote unquote. So it was a great promo between the two guys, and both guys have great chemistry in the ring. And not only that, I got to say this too. Dynamite this week
was hilarious.
The first 3 minutes of this show, MJF walks in. Renee Paquette now was trying to ask him about how he was feeling about this match and putting his hair on the line. And every person he walked by in the backstage area was bald. And even Tony Schiavone said he could not believe that we had that many bald employees in his company. From Tommaso Ciampa to Johnny Hungy was there, and of course Chris Jericho's been feuding with Ricochet, who's obviously bald, and even Jericho's been getting over the chant of bald on television. So it's kind of working for me. I'm not going to lie to you. Now, go ahead.
I will say this. When I first, it seemed like a dumb stipulation, but if you think about Jacob's character, he's
vanity. Yeah,
he's very vain. Yeah. So in this aspect, his look is part of the deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. He already thinks he's better than you, and you know it. So, like,
yeah,
it makes sense now. Why would Darby? Because Darby doesn't want his suits. He doesn't want his money. He doesn't want any of that. He wants to hurt him more or less on a very he wants to hurt his ego.
Mm-hmm.
And Max's ego is all about Max. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense. Like, to say, okay, you want the title, then I want something from you.
If you want the rematch, you got to put up something on the line, pal.
Yeah, you know? And I want to hurt your ego, because that's what this is about. So, like, I get it and I understand it, but you're right. This part where he walks in the back, I didn't realize there's that many bald wrestlers in general. But if you think about it over the scale of wrestling, there are a lot of bald wrestlers.
Yeah.
Like, even Triple H, he used to not be.
He used to have a full head of hair.
Shawn Michaels went through that phase.
Stone Cold always, for a while.
He wasn't always. He was part of the Hollywood Blondes.
True.
He used to have fucking hair.
Crazy to think about that he had hair, actually. But even in this photo, you got Christopher Daniels and Sanjay Dutt. I mean, a couple of these guys,
Taker went bald once.
Held bald now. He just covers it well.
Yeah,
do rag and stuff. But yeah.
Hey man, that's what happens. Age catches up to you.
Hey, I'm bald too. I mean, I get it. Wes
Paul Heyman's still hanging on to.
He's hanging on, but that thing's been hanging on for 20 years, though. I don't know what that thing's
minus
doing.
The ponytail,
Yeah. But could this be the future for MJF? I'm not going to lie to you. These AI images have been coming out to kind of rib MJF on social media, have been hilarious.
They're not bad.
But I don't think he'd look bad bald. Now, so is there a legit possibility here where Darby Allin retains the title next weekend, or he's been riding it so hard since he won the title? Is it finally going to catch up to him, and MJF's going to actually win and keep his hair? Is that a potential possibility? And then you set up Kenny Omega and MJF eventually down the line, maybe? That's my guess.
Yeah, but at the same time, Kenny and Darby wouldn't be bad either. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fair point. You're right.
Could this do more in the sense if Maxwell loses? Now, we're not saying he has to be shaven completely bald. It could just be a short,
sure, and it'll probably grow back pretty quickly. Yeah,
like Yuta's hair, where he just cut it, just crew cut essentially.
Yeah,
you could do that. But if Jacob goes completely bald with it, that would be interesting. Okay, it truly would be. But again, he's a guy who can make it work. His mic skills are awesome, and I think he can make it work in his favor.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like, what's the point of giving it to Darby now? Good 5 title defenses, and then he loses it.
in like 6 week span. Yeah.
Then where does he go? Does he fall back to the bottom, or does he go back off to join the conglomeration and now feud with fucking?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? It makes, because if he's a main eventer now, then you have to keep him in that pocket
for sure. So and don't be wrong, I would love to see a long reign. I just guess I just kind of had this feeling like, since he's riding it so hard and so quick, that eventually the wheels would fall off and maybe this is it. But maybe he does get a longer reign out of it.
But only after 5, but only after 6 weeks though. You know
I know. I would like it to be longer personally. I really would. Not only that though, let's say MJF does lose and Darby retains, could we see MJF do the whole Kurt Angle wearing the wig? Oh my. The wig. I don't know about the wrestling gear over the head, but the wig especially.
The wig would be hilarious.
There's some comedy elements there that you could really play with.
That Wednesday night after he loses, he comes out with the wig on and a hat.
That and the pay-per-view ends with the shaving cream and his hair gone. Oh, dude, that'd be great. Him getting his ultimate comeuppance here. Whatever they're doing, though, it seems to be working for Double or Nothing, because this year, Double or Nothing has already sold nearly 14,000 tickets, which would be up nearly 70% from last year. They are currently only 68 tickets available out of the 13,916 available seats for Louis Armstrong Stadium in Flushing, New York. So this is good for AEW. It really is. Now, a lot of people say, well, that's about the size of a really good Raw. That is true. But there have been other pay-per-views where you've only had like 8,000-9,000. Obviously, they've had their big blowouts, like at Allin and Wembley, which we're getting to again, which had like, upwards of 50, 65,000, whatever it was. So yeah, I mean, AEW's had their ups and downs on pay-per-views, but this would be a good number for them for one of their bigger pay-per-views of the year. And this is 10 days before the event, and they're practically sold out already. So we'll see how this ends up going, but this is good. So definitely happy to see that for the company. No doubt about that. Now, the last thing I want to talk about AEW, they did announce their brackets for the Owen Hart Cup tournament this week. And the winner of these tournaments for the women and the men's side get championship matches at AEW All-In and Wembley. They're WrestleMania this upcoming August, I believe. So
this
yeah,
now make me mad already.
We got Persephone, and I don't even know who Hazuki is. That's a new name to me. Willow Nightingale and Stardom maybe type situation. Yeah. Willow Nightingale, Alex Windsor at Double or Nothing on Memorial Day weekend. Mina Shirakawa, Athena coming back up to the main roster as it were in AEW.
Here's the thing. Hold on.
She better win. She better win. That's the only thing.
Because it's going to piss me off. That's what I mean when I said it. Because it's going to piss me off. Because there's no point in having Athena there if she's not going to win. Like,
I agree.
Listen, it was a good match, whatever, but you still screwed her over. Like, And I like Willow, and I like Alex Windsor. But if you're asking me who should win this fucking tournament, Athena.
The final should be Willow versus Athena. There's no question.
100%. I agree with you on that part, then.
And that'll be a forbidden door, apparently. So,
anyway, sorry. Go back.
No, you're fine. But I fully believe that Athena and right now would be against Tekla for the Women's World Championship,
which would be fucking phenomenal.
It could be absolutely great, no doubt. We'll see how that ends up changing. I don't know if the Tony Storm thing, who knows what's going on there. But even then, Athena, in my personal opinion, she needs to be off. No, don't get me wrong, she's doing great work on Ring of Honor, but she should be on the main AEW shows, and she should be your world champion. Come out all in.
World champion, like her and Monet should be. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and she's supposed to come back one of these days with no title belt. Monet right now, by the way, she lost all of her belts. So those of you who know, so she'll be kind of on the comeback tour whenever she does return. I think she's been doing some movie type stuff or whatever it might be. But
Athena should definitely.
I agree.
If it comes down to her and Willow, but I think, and I like Willow too, but like,
of course, she's a TBS champion
for fucking ever. And
strike while the iron's hot, man. She's on fire. Like we said, 800 some days or whatnot. That'd be a great thing for her. And Mike said in the chat, you might have been thinking about Gunther Walter about the long title reign.
You might be right.
You get about 870 days. So much of it though was during COVID. And they were temporarily shut down in the UK. So, yeah, you're probably right about that. He also said, fun fact, in the 70s in Memphis, Jerry Lawler, as a heel, beat Bill Dundee in a hair match where not only did Dundee have his head shaved, but his wife did as well. That's commitment right there.
That's absurd. Like, wait, why is my wife catching a stray?
Good. That would definitely get the extra.
Would you have been okay with that if I lost my hair in a match?
If losing your hair too?
Okay with that? Probably not.
No. now we got to get the AI photos of the bald Brandon and Miranda
Oh Lord Jesus! Yes, Eric, do that, dude. I need you to do that.
No.
Add it to the intro. Yeah. I'm just playing. No,
I'll send you a picture. I'll send you a picture.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But on the men's side of the bracket, obviously we got some good matchups here. Claudio Castagnoli against Brody King could be a banger. Mark Davis versus Jack Perry, who Mark Davis just defeated Jack Perry on Collision last week at the Fairway to Hell for his national title. So Mark Davis is the national champion right now. We got Swerve Strickland stalking Bandito. Now we kind of know why, because they're in this bracket at Double or Nothing. And the main event here, in my opinion, for the first time ever, Samoa Joe versus Will Ospreay. Obviously, these finals will end up at Forbidden Door. But before we get there, the opening round of this tournament is going to start off here. And this match, for the first time ever, I'm excited for this. If this would have been the only thing on the card.
But why would you put them like this? Hold on, because Joe just came back. And I get Will Ospreay came back, but like, why put them first? Like,
because I think your final is Will Ospreay versus Swerve Strickland. I think that's
if you're
final.
having, you could hear me out, okay?
Yeah.
You could branch off a program between Bandito and Swerve, right?
Sure, for sure. Brody King could get involved there too.
Again, so you can write Swerve out of this. Like, you could have him do something here. Claudio and Brody, which would be great. But I would have switched. I would put let's say Samoa and Mark Davis. Move Jungle Boy and Will Ospreay. Claudio and
Mark Ospreay and Will, and Samoa Joe and Jack Perry. Then it's Joe and
then
Joe and Will the next
Joe meet Will Ospreay in the finals. Because this way, Joe gets a couple wins because Ospreay's winning this fucking thing.
Yeah, I think so too. So Will Ospreay will be your world champion coming out of All In. I have no doubt.
Yeah. Joe gets a couple wins in this, gets to the final, and then it's him and Will Ospreay. And it's like both of these guys, you know what I'm saying? And I get you want to have Ospreay versus Strickland because
that'll be great too. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, that'll be fine too. Yeah. Or there's also another possibility here. Claudio and Will Ospreay could be in the finals. Claudio's a part of the Death Riders who's kind of taken Will Ospreay under their wing-ish right now, kind of teaching them the ways of the ropes, as it were. So I don't know if that'll play into it or not. But yeah, either way, I think your winner of this tournament is Will Ospreay, and he faces Kenny Omega. I'm still saying that at All In.
I just wouldn't have put Joe and Ospreay first together.
That's all I'm saying. Either way, though, this is going to be a banger, and we'll get into the entire card next week when we do our Double or Nothing predictions, as well as our Saturday night's main event predictions that WWE's having on Saturday. But this match here, and the card's stacked. This match here would have been enough for me to pay for it, even though I don't have to.
And I will say this: you got to think about all of Joe's offense. What's it predicated on? Setting up for either the coquina clutch or the muscle buster. And that all has to deal with your
on his neck.
So I get if you have Joe dismantle the shit out of him, but he still loses. And now he's going through the rest of this tournament and then ending up against Claudio and or Strickland. But Claudio would probably be the
hell, even Brody King and Bandito. All those could be great matchups.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah, all right.
I mean, I get it, but I mean,
like, I would have.
But yeah, if this was this could have been the main event of Double or Nothing. It's not, but it could have been. I mean, it won't be wrong. It's going to be great no matter where it is on the card. And Joe's kind of been doing this thing too, where he's trying to tell Ospreay, you don't need to be with the Death Riders, that sort of thing too. So there's a story element here too, where Joe, I mean, I don't know what his intentions truly are here, but either way, it's just going to be a fight for sure. And I can't wait to watch it. It'll be worth the price of admission alone.
Joe's another one that, like, I wouldn't be surprised in the next maybe 2 to 3 years when he decides to hang it up too.
For sure.
Joe's seen it, done it, been there, done that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And he's been looking good since his return too. I think he's been losing weight and stuff too. So looks like his old killer self. And he said, saw a meme on Facebook today. Mike did it that said you have to pick one thing to erase from wrestling history forever: Austin 316 promo or the NWO formation.
Fuck off! I'm not picking either one of them. That's crazy.
Boy, that's a lose-lose, dude. But now
both of those things were very pivotal moments in wrestling history. You saw Hulk Hogan turn to the dark side for the first time ever, and
he was a heel at the beginning of his career, but
but it really wasn't.
Yeah,
and that promo that Stone Cold cut at the end of that King of the Ring, that Austin 316 promo is literally what skyrocketed Stone Cold to the next.
The very next night, Austin 316 posters were out in the crowd.
Every fucking
signs.
So like,
that shirt to this day is still one of the top selling shirts. I don't know, man. If I had to choose one, though, I'm probably going with getting rid of the NWO thing, just because I've always been a WWE guy first. And Austin was one of my favorite characters as a child. Now, obviously, Hogan was as well. Obviously, I got the Hogan stuff as well here behind me. You can see. So I don't. That's a tough one, dude. That's a tough. That's a bad question. I don't know who made up that little poll, but man, like, give us something we can easily pick on here for sure. And then he said, "Have you guys seen the Hogan documentary on Netflix yet?" I did. I mentioned it on the channel
not.
A couple weeks ago, where the week it came out, I watched it. It definitely, the last episode especially, is a tearjerker. I mean, it hit me in the feels. It really did. And I didn't expect it to do that. And yes, there are some things they kind of left out. I know Bubba the Love Sponge or whatever had Brooke Hogan on, and they were talking about some of the things they kind of neglected to talk about. I get that too. But for the most part, it did a good job of, showing, kind of humanizing him, I guess, in a way you could say it, in a way like some other, maybe people may not have known him personally. But like I said, there are some stuff that they left out, but they didn't shy away from some of the bad stuff either. But like, I think his second marriage was completely removed from the thing. Some of the stuff with Brooke in his later life was definitely not really talked about. But all in all, though, I thought it was well done. But I can see why some people would have their criticisms of it, as anything they're going to do when it comes to like documentaries or biopics, when it comes to a person's life that has some controversy in it here and there. So yeah, but you said you hadn't seen it yet? No, I definitely recommend. It's a good one. It's 4 parts, about, I don't know, an hour a piece. It's like a 4-hour thing, but it's worth the watch in my opinion. So let us know what you thought in the chat, Mike, what you thought about it too. All right, well, I think that's all for wrestling. You guys got any thoughts on that?
Other than, the pay-per-views, they're coming up. And I will say this about the whole Jacob and Roman thing.
Yeah,
what night though to Roman, to the Usos, to all, was fucking phenomenal.
Oh yeah,
I will say this. I had this conversation with Barkus. Jacob, feel how you want to feel about Roman, but Roman is great and has done a great job at putting his people in positions to succeed. Not in the sense of where, like, setting them up to fail. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, and it's not like he's handing them out this. They're doing on their own merit. Sure. Because he believes this is what they can do. He's just giving them the platform to do it. And seeing Jacob be and again, the best storytelling is when you mix real life in story.
Yes.
You could viably believe that Jacob is a jaded, well, I can't say jaded because that's not it. Where he's more street and stuck in those ways of how it is on the outside, because he's been on the inside of a fucking cell. His mentality is different from those guys.
Would you say desperate for success?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Because his whole thing is, doesn't matter. It's by any means necessary. And again, I'll go back to that first promo where he said, I don't want it. I need it. And even though Roman's argument is, I've done this for all of us. Nah, it's not about all of us. It's about me.
Yeah.
And I think it's awesome. And I'll say this too. Roman is still the same asshole he was when originally in the fucking bloodline.
He may never get that. Yeah.
He demanded that motherfucker acknowledge it. He didn't
show up and acknowledge him. Yeah. Which, by the way, blew my theory out the water, where I thought that maybe potentially there was a chance at Backlash that the Usos may side with Jacob Fatu. No, Jacob ran right through those guys on Monday Night Raw. So,
God, that
could be a swerve, but I doubt it. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think that's happening now, but I could be wrong. I still think there's an opportunity maybe for Zilla Fatu to join Jacob, though. Kind of like
Tama
Solo has Tala. Yeah, Tala.
Yeah, and Tama Tonga, but because Jacob even said in an interview thing that he said about Tama, it's not about their dad was the Tama, the Tongan kid and all that shit. He goes they helped me out real life, Tama gave him a place to live, you know what I mean, they looked out for him. So like I could see him and then Zilla joining Jacob to face Roman and the Usos. Because that Zilla is coming.
Well, then I always got to think down the line of what are we doing for War Games? I know that's Thanksgiving, but you've always got to consider that, as we get down the line here too. And by the way, where's CM Punk? Just off curiosity. I know he's probably taking some time off after WrestleMania, although he came out the night after WrestleMania saying, I'm not going anywhere after WrestleMania. And now he's not been on television. So it's like, okay, fine, but whatever. And of course we got Gunther and Rose on SmackDown, which could be great, which ends up being the favor that he called in with Paul Heyman, by the way, to cash in and go against Cody Rhodes. I think that might have been a bit of a pivot with Brock unexpectedly retiring. I still feel like it was supposed to be Brock and Gunther, but this works too. So we'll see what they end up doing with it for sure. And Mike said real quick here, the Hogan documentary was all right. He said definitely left a lot out in his opinion. Glad though, before he passed, he got baptized and turned to God. Was definitely hard seeing guys like Jimmy Hart mourn his passing. Yeah, Jimmy Hart was going through it. And that was part of the reason it made it me emotional watching that. Because obviously Hogan got booed on that Raw and on Netflix debut. And then Jimmy Hart was out there for the passing and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, definitely glad that he turned himself to God there with his third wife. I think had a lot of influence on him kind of finding his faith again and stuff like that too. So yeah, the guy, crazy enough, when you think about the guy all through the 80s and early 90s was like, say your prayers and all this sort of stuff. And it took until like he was in his like 70s to get, to that point. So, hey, God's got a timing for everybody. I always believe that's just my personal opinion. So sure. And then Mike said, Orton must really hurt his foot bad on Cody's head. Yeah, he's been gone since Mania 2. And I get a lot of people like Jade Cargill's been gone since WrestleMania. A lot of talent does tend to take some time off after Mania, but one of these days,
the injuries and shit, like either you're trying to prevent one from turning into a major injury, so you're just taking care of that minor shit. Like, listen, those like every wrestler has a bump card, and you don't know when you're gonna punch that motherfucker that last time. So like after a while,
especially right now,
when you go as hard as some of these guys go. I get it. It's like, well, where's he at? Let him taking time away to not be gone for 2 years off of a fucking shoulder injury or something.
And we still don't know if those rumors around Mania were true or not about Randy Orton's back flaring up on him or not. Remember all those reports come out the week of. So if that's the case, good on Randy for taking some time off and coming back when he's ready, if he wants to continue his quest for number 15, as it were. So we'll see how that ends up going. All right, guys, well, let's move on here. And we ain't got a ton of movie stuff this week. We got a few things I wanted to talk about, so let's get into it here, shall we? Let's go. Trying to text Matt. No Matt tonight?
Yeah, I was going to tell you. He said something came up.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. I won't plug in then. That's fine. If something comes up, I'm fine. I just know he was saying, I'm going to be on there this week. So maybe we'll see him next week then. I'll save his Indy 500 story for next week because it'll tie in right before the race too. So that's fine. No big deal there. All right. Well, we got one trailer. I want kind of quiet, like I said, but there's one trailer coming out. I think Mike has an interest in a little bit here. I don't know what he thinks about it. I'd like to get his thoughts on it if he's still willing to talk about it. But we got our first trailer for Stuart Fails to Save the Universe, the Big Bang Theory television spinoff here, which is going to take a little bit of a different twist here. We're kind of going to get into some of the more fantastical here, as you'll see. But could be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it more than I was young Sheldon or Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, as it is right now on CBS, I think, or whatnot. So this will be coming to HBO Max, and it'll come out this July. So let's take a look at the spinoff of the Big Bang Theory. Here you go. The old comic book store.
Hey, Stuart.
How is it out there?
I think there's room for improvement.
Like The Walking Dead now.
I've only got a few seconds to explain this. So you got to focus.
Do you have an identical twin brother?
I'm you from another stream of reality. None of this is normal. If you turn the lights off, they don't bother you. Apocalyptic nightmares. The dimensional rifts never has to happen.
All kneel for the supreme ruler of South Pasadena.
Hello, prisoners.
Very
Oh no.
Wash her, bring her to my womb.
Oh, I'd rather die.
Oh, God.
Wash her and kill her. I'm having an asthma attack.
can put everything right.
Bruh.
You can make it the way it was. My childhood has led me to this moment. Comic books are my superpower.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Shall we?
Wow.
We're on a quest. They're gonna die.
Oh yeah.
For sure. So yeah, I mean, I think it's got some potential. Personally, I mean, like I always liked Stuart as a character. He was a little quirky, obviously very awkward. But of course, you're bringing in his girlfriend Kripke, and I can't remember the red bearded. Oh, Bert, that was his name. Bert, played by Brian Posehn. Posehn, obviously his name. But yeah, so I mean, I like at least you're taking characters from the original Big Bang Theory show and doing something creative with them. Now, whether or not this ends up being successful, I don't know. But the Big Bang Theory spinoffs have been pretty successful so far. At least Young Sheldon was. I don't know how Georgie and Mandy's. I think it's Georgie and Mandy. I think that's what it's called. Their first marriage show. I always get them confused. It always reminds me of another series. I can't remember what it was, but yeah. No, Billy and Mandy. Have you ever heard of the Billy and Mandy animated show?
Oh,
every time I think of Georgie.
The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Yeah, for whatever reason, it reminds me of that. But yeah. So, but anyway, just to kind of get and Kripke is one of those guys I thought in the Big Bang Theory show never got enough shine. So this is one of those things that I'm going to be looking forward to seeing more of Barry Kripke. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And of course, we even got a little bit of a cameo from the OG Big Bang Theory characters here in the comic book, talking about the quantum entanglement device that apparently Stuart ends up messing with and tears a rip in time and space, which creates this show here where he has to save the universe. So that's kind of the plot of the show. But yeah, I mean, it's got some potential. What are your thoughts on this? I think you said you kind of sporadically tuned into Big Bang Theory, but yeah.
It's a show. It's a show made by nerds. Like that's what this is. Like, and I mean, but that's essentially what Big Bang Theory was too. Now, again, I watched some of it. I didn't get to watch all of it, but I mean, I enjoyed what I watched of Big Bang Theory. Miranda watched it more than I did, but like again, it's not like I actively avoided it. It was just I didn't watch it. Like it's not like anything against it, but when I did watch it, I enjoyed it. I liked watching it. I'm not as familiar with the comic book store characters as some of you are, but like that does look interesting. It does look funny. It does has that dry nerd humor, I guess, because it's wrapped around
it's kind of got a spoof movie sci-fi feel to it too. I kind of like that, So, and if it's got nerd references in it as well, much like the Big Bang Theory, which is one of the big reasons I watched it. I mean, I caught all the nerdy, geeky pop culture references. Many of you who may be watching this channel probably feel the same way. A lot of people thought maybe that the writers were trying to make fun of geek culture. I didn't view it that way. I thought it kind of was paying, reverence to it in a lot of ways. So that was perfectly fine with me. I mean, yeah, they had some jokes involved with it, but kind of goes with the territory. But I didn't take offense to anything like that. So, and who knows, maybe you'll get a cameo from some of the original OG Big Bang characters. I know at least Jim Parsons, who played Sheldon, at least appeared on Young Sheldon along with Mayim Bialik, who plays his wife on there too. So they made a good appearances on there, but it made sense for the story. But as for the other actors, who knows? Maybe they'll come back and make an appearance here. I would love to see Kaylee Cuoco again. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was trying to think for it, as Mike has pointed out here on the channel. Mike said he thinks the show looks very convoluted, but he'll give it a go. And he said that Georgie and Mandy's first marriage is returning for a third season. So must be doing okay then if they're going into 3 seasons now. So that's not too bad. So I'm just a little behind. I've still not watched all of Young Sheldon. It's just this whole Big Bang Theory universe has kind of exploded as if it were an actual big thing at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's got potential. So I'm looking forward to seeing where it potentially goes. So yeah, do you got any thoughts on that?
I don't. I mean, I would watch it. It does look entertaining. But I will say right now, though, a series that is occupying mine and my wife's time is still Breaking Amish. That shit is wild. Okay. Wild.
I still need to check that out too. I'm not gonna lie. That sounds
entertaining.
Turns
out. The Amish can't sex very well.
Yeah. Found that out.
You think the experience with the butter churn would help with that, but that's neither here nor
No.
Mike said in chat, I always said that had John Ritter not passed away, we don't get Kaylee Cuoco as Penny because 8 Simple Rules About Dating My Teenage Daughter would have probably still been going on when Big Bang Theory debuted. He's not wrong there. Do you know about that story? Kaylee Cuoco, who plays Penny on Big Bang Theory, played John Ritter's daughter on 8 Simple Rules, and when he passed away, that series went for like another season, and then it got canceled, and then of course led to her being cast in the Big Bang Theory. So yeah, it would have been a lot different because that show I think was pretty successful until John Ritter had passed away, and they even tried to go about it with another season, trying to tell stories about what it's like to grow up without a father who had passed away, but unfortunately it just didn't have the same appeal, you know what I mean? So yeah, definitely a sad story there, but yeah, it gave us Kaylee in the Big Bang Theory, ironically, but not the way you want it to happen, but it did happen nonetheless, for sure. All right, so let's get into the rapid fire movie news. No other big news stories, but we'll get some small stories to kind of hit rapid fire here. That's what we do in the segment. Hence the name rapid fire, right? This one I wanted to mention mainly because it's going to make Brandon's blood pressure boil, and it'll make me happy. Vin Diesel, as we mentioned earlier, he said, quote, "For the last decade, we have realized that the fans have wanted more. They wanted us to
no.
And their stories." He claims that there are now 4 new live-action Fast and Furious television shows in the works at Peacock. Now, I believe Variety and some other reputable Hollywood sites are stating it's only 1 television series in the works right now. But either way, it looks like we're getting some sort. Now, again, I say it looks like we're getting a Fast and Furious spinoff television show, but at the same time, the last movie was in 2023. We're now 3 years away from it, and the next movie, the final movie, supposedly, is still 2 years away. So, if just by Vince saying we're going to do it, I don't know if I buy it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be in the works, but this may never see the light of day. So I'm just going to throw that out there.
I hope not.
Here you go. How about that?
Because
that'll be for you.
Again, no. Yes.
I don't think it'll be about the main characters. Maybe it might be a couple of answers.
The Rascals is insane.
Right, fair. This old lady. What is it supposed to be? Michelle Rodriguez doesn't have a torso sitting in that thing. That's kind of creepy. But anyway, it's AI for you.
Why is his upper body? Is that ludicrous?
Yeah, I think so.
In the red. Why is his upper body?
I think it's yeah, that's ludicrous. You're right. Yeah, Tyrese is the one behind him. Yeah,
why is his body so big?
I don't know.
His legs.
John Cena being old with gray hair don't work because he's going bald. But anywho,
Vin Diesel doesn't look much different. They just added wrinkles.
Did it look like they almost added a little bit of gray hair? He bald, brother. Like,
yeah. Who's that? Kathy Lee Gifford? Who's that?
Oh, then the back, that's Charlize Theron. Supposedly.
Okay, in the other picture, she looks like
I gotta find it again.
She should be selling me yogurt.
Oh, okay, fair enough. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'm excited for this. Like, look, I want to see them wrap up the series well. And as Mike put it, it needed to end when Paul Walker passed away. But that's the thing. Yeah, and to be quite honest, after seeing the last, now I liked 8. 8 was good. 9 fell off a cliff. 10 was a modicum better because of Jason Momoa. I want to see them wrap it up with one final one. Supposedly, they're going to bring back Paul Walker CGI with his brothers. That if they tied off well, fine. But you're not wrong. As of right now, it feels like it should have ended at 7. But they were trying to carry on Paul Walker's legacy. I understand that too.
It will always end at 7 for me because that was
I get it.
The best way to end that movie.
They all won. They all got the money they needed. You know, they didn't need, all that sort of stuff. They didn't need to do anymore. I understand. And pretty much you can watch it till 7, and most, if not all of the storylines are pretty well wrapped up there. They didn't start bringing back characters from the dead till after 7, basically. So yeah, I mean, and that was kind of, another one where it kind of makes.
Speaking of which, there's still a part of me that thinks he's still alive.
Yeah, well, and he was definitely a part of exposing some of the stuff that we've talked about on the politics segment too. So, I mean, I would love to think so. I really would,
Maybe
especially
he'll
for his
come back
daughter.
for the TV series like JFK Jr. is doing.
Maybe, I don't know. But either way, I think that they wanted to at least wrap up the final, because they've been keeping Paul Walker's character alive throughout the movies. I think they wanted to bring him back, and the family has already, and the mother especially, said we want to see you can bring him back. So if they're fine with it, I get it. But if they do it, they've got to do it right and nail it. And if it takes this extra time to get it right, I'm fine with waiting. You don't want to rush into this sort of thing, especially when you're dealing with a deceased actor. But
what are we gonna do with the TV show though? Like what?
I don't know.
What's the premise? You know what I mean?
There was at one point a rumor that they were going to do like an all-female television series with some of the women in the series. I don't know if this is what this is. There's no news on this new series other than Vin Diesel is supposedly executive producing it, which makes sense. I mean, his name will be attached to Fast and Furious for the rest of his life.
I just don't understand, like, what are we, like, what's it about?
I don't know.
Like, the movie's covered so much, you know what I mean? Like, and then, like, let's be honest, we deviated from what the original movie was. Fast and Furious 1, the first one, right?
Sure.
Then, like,
now the last one's supposed to go back to racing in LA, so it's supposed to come full circle. So that's the rumor. But anyway, but even so, yeah, you're right. It deviated into like this espionage,
it went from this buddy cop thing to like, to this heist film to an espionage thing. Then now we're doing international shit.
You can't be killed with crazy stunts that make no sense. And
they trip a car in the fucking face.
Rock is pushing a torpedo with his hand, that sort of stuff. The space is where it lost me. The other stuff, I was willing to look past that.
Safe through town with some goddamn tuner cars.
Fair. And Mike also said maybe they'll finally get to the end of the world's longest airport runway at the end of 6, which they were going, which I understand why it felt that way because it took time. But if you got to understand while watching that sequence, all these things are happening at the same time. So they're slowing it down to show you what's happening with each character. But yeah, it's like a 20-minute segment with them just on this airport runway going like 60 miles an hour plus or faster. And then of course, Gal Gadot's character, Giselle, falls to her death. We don't see the body, but there's no way she survives that. And yet she's somehow back at the end of 10. We still don't know the explanation on that one yet. So, it's crazy.
A car from a building
to another building, to another building, through that one to a third building. Yeah. So, with no brakes, mind you. So let's figure that one out.
But Ronda Rousey.
Yeah. Gina Carano was in one of those movies too. More on that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure. So we'll see how this goes. I'll believe it when I see it because, like I said, Vin likes to talk a lot of times about his projects, but he only does maybe one movie every 5 years at this point. You don't need the money. Good on him. I'm still waiting for that 4th Riddick movie, by the way, when he goes home.
That was one of my favorite series he's ever
done. Been like 13
but
years now or something. So
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. But time will tell. One thing we do think will be coming out, Netflix has greenlit Grown Ups 3. So Adam Sandler and his buddies, Kevin James, Chris Rock, Rob Schneider, and David Spade will probably be going on vacation again and taking the cameras along with them to film it. That's basically what these movies are. Them just having a good time with the camera and a modicum of a plot. So if you're into that, the 3rd installment of the trilogy will be coming to Netflix sometime here in the near future, which seems to be where a lot of Adam Sandler's movies come out these days. However, yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Although I will say I actually liked Happy Gilmore 2 on Netflix. I thought that was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Another movie
that's going here though.
But here's the thing. It was originally going to be a movie going to theaters, not any longer. It's going to go direct to Prime, Amazon Prime Video. The live-action Voltron movie, which stars Henry Cavill, Sterling K. Brown, and Rita Ora, will be hitting Prime at some point. So, but with Henry Cavill involved, he wants to stick close to the source material. He's definitely particular about that sort of thing. So, could be
Voltron,
potential.
Like I loved Voltron. Like Voltron was the first. I had the my size Voltron toy.
With that took apart. Yeah,
that was my shit.
You put the little characters in it. Yeah, it was awesome. Those. Which again, you want to talk about 80s nostalgia? There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully they do this right, much like I'm hoping they do the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe right. But we'll see here in a few weeks on that one.
They don't screw that up. I really do.
Yeah, come up, I believe, the beginning of June. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that in a few weeks. But, yeah, so coming straight to Prime Video is Voltron. So, no theater. Could mean good things, could mean bad. But in this case, as long as they get it right and they got the budget to where it actually looks good, and Amazon probably put some good money into it. Look what they're giving the freaking Rings of Power and some of those other series over there. They should be able to
boys.
Yes,
have been phenomenal. Hell, Invincible has been phenomenal for.
I need to watch that. I've heard.
Brother, have you never watched it?
I haven't seen any of it.
Lord.
I've heard it's outstanding.
So there's been this debate lately online between the Invincible universe, if they could take on other universes, and like the one was the Dragon Ball Z universe, and it is the funniest debate ever because I'm gonna answer the question for you. No, Goku would destroy anybody in the Dragon Ball Z universe. Would fucking dismantle a Viltrumite. Period. And this argument between could Superman beat Goku? I'm gonna answer that question for you too. Fucking no, because at the end of the day, none of these guys, even Superman, isn't a planetary level threat. Goku's character could blow up a planet simply by pointing his fucking finger. That's it. Like there is. So this debate, no
question.
Mark would get dog walked. By
question now I've not seen a lot of the animes you're talking about. Would you say Goku was the one you're talking about? Just for sake of conversation, with Avengers Doomsday coming out, would you compare him to like Dr. Doom level of power in the Marvel sense?
Would I tell you?
Just questioning.
I would give you a base. Like, would Goku be able? I'll do you one better. The other night, I was curious. About a couple weeks ago, I can't say the other night. It was a couple weeks ago. I was curious because we were just talking about anime and then we were talking about the Avengers like that. So I asked the AI in my phone. I said, "Hey, could you put Piccolo from the Dragon Ball Z universe into the Marvel universe, and what role would he fill?" As a good guy, he would be a good mentor because that's kind of what the role he filled in Dragon Ball. But at the same time, Piccolo also was a bad guy when he first showed up in the Dragon Ball universe. So it gave me two options. If he was a bad guy, he would be on the level of a Galactus, a Thanos, a world-ending threat. As a superhero, there's no superhero who could stop him. Period. Like and you would be lucky that he is on your side, right? That was me asking about Piccolo. Goku at this point is way stronger than Piccolo. I just said Piccolo because it's one of my favorite Dragon Ball Z characters. Goku, on the other hand, if he was in the Marvel universe, there isn't a hero or a villain written in Marvel that could stop him.
Well, I know because did you ever watch Thunderbolts last year at all?
No, I still
if not, it's a good movie. And they also introduced the Sentry in that movie, which is essentially
Sentry would get dog walked.
Yeah. I mean, they make him out to be uber powered, like Marvel Superman almost. And you might need a character like that to go against Dr. Doom. Maybe we'll have to see how that plays out. But yeah, even those two guys, I'm not. But I just know I keep hearing all this crazy stuff about Dr. Doom, Robert Downey Jr.'s version in this new Avengers movie. I cannot wait for that trailer. We might get it next week with The Mandalorian and Grogu coming out. Maybe Disney wants to promote it. I don't know, but I doubt it. But if we do, though, we'll talk about it. But I just keep hearing like that Dr. Doom's going to be like making Thanos look like, child's play.
He should, because like Dr. Doom did he literally has his own little sovereign nation that nobody challenges, even the fact that he did it.
Because they can't.
Yeah.
They won't. I hear you.
The shit he does to obtain power, and the shit he does to obtain power too in is fucking absurd. When he gets to the power cosmic or whatever, he becomes a literal god. It is Doomsday is a hell of a character.
Can't wait. Mike revolves in regards to the Voltron news, though. He said, "I wish I could find a digital copy of the Voltron Fleet of Doom movie that had both Voltrons in it." Don't recall that one myself personally. It looks like Brandon might remember it. Yeah, maybe
back in the day, brother.
Yeah.
Like there was I want to say a dark version of Voltron.
That makes sense.
Mistaken.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like the Megazords and stuff from Power Rangers too. There was always like a
if
you or I mean they've been done a bunch of like kaiju type robot killing type things.
When he used to fucking smack his fist together and pull the fucking sword out from that was the best. Like when Voltron would form and then he would go like this and pull the fucking sword. Nah.
Yeah, steady. I definitely want to check this out. And Henry Cavill's always fun to watch too. So for sure. Speaking of Henry Cavill, I don't know if they're going to do this or not, but apparently Amazon and Amazon Prime, also speaking to them too, the search for the next James Bond has officially begun. As they put out a statement this week over there at Amazon, they said the search for the next James Bond is underway. While we don't plan to comment on specific details during the casting process, we're excited to share more news with 007 fans as soon as the time is right. Henry Cavill has been... Well, Elba's been another name that's kind of been, bandied about when it comes to the next James Bond. But
I would
Henry
love to
Cavill's
Idris Elba as fucking 007.
Yeah. He would also be the first African-American James Bond, too. So that would be cool to see. I'd rather be that than, say, like a woman, because that's also been the rumor that Amazon Prime's going to Wokify or something. More on Wokifying stuff in a second, too. But, I mean, Henry Cavill was actually up for the role before Daniel Craig got it. Then Henry Cavill became Superman, and, things changed. So never say never with it. And Henry Cavill could be cast. That's, I know a lot of people still like to see it. But I don't know who they're going to. A lot of people thought maybe they'll go younger, because they obviously got the video game coming out the next few weeks or so with the young James Bond in there.
It looks fucking.
It looks fun, but again, I've heard it may be woke too, so we'll see. But that's just things I've been reading. But we'll find out how that goes. So, I'm very curious to see what they do with James Bond. But you got to be very careful with this property. You don't want to go crazy.
Game about a spy who a lot of the times is killing people. Like, what do we do?
Well, they try not to make him as misogynist as the James Bond character was, kind of like, that sort of thing, womanizer, that sort of thing. That's why a lot of people thought maybe they'll make it a woman. I don't have a problem if you make a James Bond like spy movie with a woman, but just don't call it James Bond or Jane Bond. Just call it, what was her, Moneypenny or whatever. They kind of made her a bit of a more of a badass as well as some of these recent ones too. So it got a lot of people wondering if they were going to do that. But either way, we'll find out about this. But I still think the next James Bond movie is probably a good 2 or 3 years, probably at least 3 years away at this point, once we get the casting announcement, which could come this year. We'll have to wait and see. Mike said if a movie where both the Lion Voltron, Lion Voltron and Vehicle Voltron. Yeah, okay. That'd be cool. Had to team up. That'd be pretty dope. I'd have to go check that out.
Jesus.
Speaking of big franchises here, we talked a little bit about Star Wars last week. This week we got a little more news about the Ahsoka Season 2 series. It was supposed to come out potentially around August 2026 of this year. Now it has been pushed back to early 2027. So at least a good 6 months or so. A lot of people thinking maybe about April. So that means it'll be 4 years since Season 1.
Holy
4 years. At least 3.5 to 4. It's going to be a long delay. 2026 will now be the first year without a live-action Star Wars series since 2019, before the COVID pandemic. And a lot of people are speculating as to why Ahsoka Season 2 got pushed back so far. A lot of it is because speculation due to the obviously reports we talked about last week about how Disney and Lucasfilm maybe could potentially considering, retconning the sequel trilogy, episode 7, 8, 9 out of the main canon storyline. That follows on the heels of this photo that was also released this week of the top brass at Disney. We got CEO or Disney President Dana Walden, CEO Josh D'Amaro, Chairman Alan Bergman. They visited the Rebel hideout at Lucasfilm headquarters to meet with Dave Filoni and Lin-Wen Brennan, who run Lucasfilm now. So all these people are under, new names when Disney and Lucasfilm. You don't have this many top brass meeting in the same location unless there's a reason behind it. You know what I mean? CEOs will say, we'll talk about it in email or over the phone. This was in person. So this tells me, with not only that, with the pushing back of Ahsoka Season 2 for so long, Ahsoka Season 2 may be getting some serious rewrites and reshoots before it releases next year. To maybe potentially, and depending on how The Mandalorian and Grogu does in the box office, the early reviews are mixed, by the way.
Really?
Star Wars may be in line for a huge reset because they've got to do something quick. I mean, a lot of people were saying it
fall off started
with the sequels, episode 8 and 9. They did not set well with fans, and it just has been a downhill trend. Now, the animated stuff, in my opinion, has been great. And Andor was good. Rogue One was good. Don't get me wrong, Disney's had some good success, especially on the animated front, but 7, 8, 9, Solo wasn't a big hit. Rogue One was their best successful live action movie, but 7, 8, 9, that may be going the way of the
That's
dodo.
because Rogue One ended the way it did, and everybody wanted that to fucking happen. Like,
yeah,
when
and they
Vader
almost
shows up for the first time,
but they almost took that out of the movie. Do you know that?
what?
They almost
That was
removed
like-
the Vader scene.
No shot. That was
Yeah.
so pivotal. Like when you hear the breathing and then the footstep, like brother.
Yeah, I know. That's amazing to think about that. They thought that was a good idea to maybe take that out. This is the problem. It's like that's a bonehead. I mean, that's a layup. You leave that in. You know. Thank God they did. Otherwise, who knows how that would have ended? It would have probably would have ended with a fart. You know what I mean? Like it would have been terrible. But so yeah, all I know is all these people under one roof. And everything that we've been hearing, something big is going to have to happen, maybe by Celebration next year when they kind of have their convention to the world and let them know what's coming. They've got to figure this out and figure it out quick. But I expect a lot of announcements for sure. We'll see how it goes. White Vision.
Okay.
I was hoping Aaron and Matt would be on here because they like the White Vision.
White Vision.
Speaking of the Disney news, obviously we talked about Ahsoka this week. We also got a release date for VisionQuest coming out this October, leading into Avengers Doomsday. So that'll work out well. So we also got some details on the show. James Spader will return as Ultron, which we already knew in VisionQuest. He also will, I believe, have a human form. We'll get to see James Spader, the actor. We'll also see Miss Marvel, who is rumored to return and appear and help set up the Young Avengers /Champions series, which we could get after Doomsday and Secret Wars. Tommy Maximoff, the young son of Wanda Maximoff and Vision, will also reportedly be a part of the show. The other son, Billy, I think was a part of the Agatha television show. I've yet to see that, so that's where the two kids are. But this is supposed to be the third in the trilogy between WandaVision, Agatha, and now VisionQuest. It'll tell one continuous story, obviously in their own little world there. Scarlet Witch is not confirmed for this, but expectations are high that some kind of appearance could be had there as well. The series is also rumored to help build toward Avengers Secret Wars, and the showrunner Brad Winderbaum has also teased a lot of surprises still yet to be leaked. So Vision show coming up here at the end of the year where he's going to be wrestling with all these memories because the White Vision was created. The original Vision obviously was killed in Avengers Endgame or Infinity War. And of course the White Vision, the hollowed out husk basically of the Vision has got the old Vision's memories in his brain, and he's trying to deal with all that and process it. So that's what this show is basically going to be about. So you can kind of see how Ultron could play a role here, maybe kind of haunting him a little bit from his days of the Age of Ultron. So yeah, what do you guys think about this show? And you go look forward to this around this Halloween.
He looks so menacing.
Oh yeah, with the white out eyes and everything.
Yeah,
it was great when he showed up at the end of WandaVision. Good show, by the way. So, and I've heard Agatha is pretty decent too, but I don't know. It didn't quite appeal to me right away, but I do need to check it out for, just viewing sake, I suppose. But White Vision. I have to keep reading. They loved it when the way I said it before, I guess, really.
The way you say it, like I don't know.
Trump says China.
Yeah, China.
Yeah.
It's the White Vision. Yeah. As compared to other colored visions. Anyway. That's messed up. But anyway, yeah. So I'm looking forward to this. Can't wait. Now with that, I don't know if they have a photo of it here. There was a first shot.
You think we'll get White Vision in Doomsday? Or do you think we'll get regular Vision?
I don't think since they're saying this may potentially build toward Avengers Secret Wars, I don't think you see Wanda or Vision in Doomsday. Now, there has been rumors that the boys are in Doomsday, so maybe they show up, but I don't know, though. There's also, concept art of Chris Pratt's Star-Lord hanging out with Vision and for Doomsday. Maybe he is, and maybe he's just kind of showing him how the ropes because he's kind of like an android body or like a robot body who doesn't know how to react or interact with people. Maybe Star Wars tried to show him the ropes how to be a human type situation. So maybe
Star-Lord is your best choice. I really do. Like, I don't know if you want to base the way humans interact with people off of fucking Star-Lord. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I mean, either way, I definitely, if not in Doomsday, I definitely think Secret Wars. Everybody is in Secret Wars. That's just much like they were in Avengers Endgame. So, but yeah, there will be some people left out of Doomsday. However, speaking of Avengers Doomsday, Allin Cummings, who played the Nightcrawler in X-Men 2, X-Men United, who will be in Avengers Doomsday, along with a lot of the old Fox X-Men returning, stated this last week that the Doomsday film will feature secret Avengers who have not been announced yet. He said, quote, they didn't want to let out this certain character was coming back, so they called them somebody else in the script. It was actually really confusing. So he's stating we got secret Avengers returning in Doomsday that we've not been told. Here's the most likely candidates potentially that could be returning. We don't know. We've been told Tom Holland's not in this movie. Wolverine, Deadpool, Tobey Maguire, Hulk, Scarlet Witch, as we just talked about. Kang, probably not. Doctor Strange is not in this movie yet. Doc Ock, could Hawkeye or Kate Bishop. Who do you think could be potentially a secret Avenger that we've not been told? Could be Iron Man for all we know. Right, but I think that's more Secret Wars if it happens. Yeah. But well, I don't know. A lot of potential characters who have not been named for this movie yet. Here's the top prospects, though. What do you think?
I think Spider-Man's your best bet. I would love to see Deadpool and Wolverine, though. That would be fucking amazing.
Yeah, me too.
Doctor Strange seems like he's a given, though. Hulk?
You would think.
Hulk also seems like a given.
Well, Hulk and Tom Holland's Spider-Man, along with the Punisher in the Spider-Man movie this July, a lot of people are stating that movie may take place at or around the same time as Doomsday, which would explain their absence from Doomsday.
Gotcha.
So I think if there's a Spider-Man in this movie, it's Tobey Maguire's version, maybe even Andrew Garfield, and then I think Wolverine and Deadpool, or at least Wolverine is in this movie. I don't know about Deadpool. Because remember, Hugh Jackman said he wanted to be in a movie with Robert Downey Jr., Tobey Maguire, and himself, like the OGs, as it were, of the Marvel cinematic world. However, I've got another candidate for you. What if it's Scarlet or Black Widow?
How though?
I don't know. It's Marvel, dude. Characters come back all the time. I don't know. Scarlett Johansson. We'll talk about more in just a second, but
she gave up her life in place
of the Soul
of Clint.
Stone. But if you return the Soul Stone, what do you get back in return? Cap was supposed to take all the stones back where he found them. There was supposed to be a whole series maybe built around Cap returning the stones. We've not gotten, or probably not going to get. I hope they at least allude to what happened in the movie. But if it was a soul for a soul, that was what Infinity War and Endgame stated. So if you return the stone, what soul are you going to get back? It's either her or Gamora, and the other one is already running around. The other Gamora is. So I'm just saying that this may be a possibility. And not only that, you got Yelena, who's still struggling with the loss of her sister, and Doomsday. She is in it. So it'd be interesting. That's just my personal prediction. I think it potentially could be Black Widow. But like I said, they're going to call everybody back just to get everybody back on the Marvel train after the last few years have been kind of wokeified, and they're trying to get everything back on, like Star Wars.
It's fucking crazy.
It's not official, but still pretty dope looking. Like, you
guys stop doing that. Like some of these AI photos are fucking amazing.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Now, as of comes to Scarlet Witch, we also this week officially now got the official cast of the Batman Part 2 for DC. We talked about Scarlett Johansson and Sebastian Stan, the Winter Soldier himself, will be playing Harvey Dent in this movie, and we also got some returning cast members and new faces as well. But it's now official. It's no longer rumor or speculation. Scarlett Johansson and Sebastian Stan are in this movie alongside Robert Pattinson's Batman, Jeffrey Wright's Commissioner Gordon or Jim Gordon, Colin Farrell's Penguin, and Andy Serkis's Alfred as well. So yeah, definitely.
Andy Serkis played Alfred. I mean, that's a good call.
Yeah, good casting.
Alfred was a kind of a mercenary, and Andy Serkis played Claw.
Yeah, and they kind of hinted at that in the movie too. So for sure. So it definitely fits. So yeah, this is just nothing new, but at the same time, it's now official news and no longer speculation. So yeah. Other news we got from DC, we got a couple new looks at Green Lantern, the Lantern show coming out this August, which is only a couple months away, Brandon. So you ain't got much longer to wait here. We get a little bit of look here at Kyle Chandler as Hal Jordan. Got a new look here at Aaron Pierre as John Stewart as well, carrying the lantern here. Looks like he's kind of walking out with some scrubs on there or whatnot. But yeah, so that could be interesting as well. We also found out that the Lantern series will it's a new Earth-based Lantern recruit who becomes a source of attention. So Hal Jordan and John Stewart are going to have a reluctant mentorship because John Stewart is considered an anomaly as his recruitment is marked a rare direct intervention by the Guardians of the Universe. So now we kind of understand why there's going to be a little bit of tension between the two. John Stewart has been chosen by like the higher powers the Guardians here. So that'll be a little bit of a tension point there for Hal Jordan as well. And Hal Jordan, we also found out now that the series is going to be set during 2 different time periods. One part in 2016, the other part will be based in 2026, the current day. The story begins with a shooting in a small rural town that Hal Jordan becomes convinced is an alien incident. That feels like everything we've seen in the trailer to me. So is everything we've seen in the trailer just half of it? And everything else in 2026 they've held back, which could explain why we haven't seen a lot of the constructs and stuff. Maybe they're trying to keep it under wraps if they had to go back in time or whatever. I don't know, but that would explain maybe why the trailer looked the way it did for those of you who kind of didn't like it. So your thoughts on those new elements that we found out about it this week?
I want to see it. Like I do. I want to see.
August 16th, I believe, 14th or 16th.
Yeah.
So it's coming.
I'm going to watch that
16th,
episode.
August 16th.
We should watch it together.
Yeah. I don't know how many they're going to release the same day. It's probably not being announced yet, but yeah, we could definitely do that. Do some sort of a watch along there. So I don't know if we can record it. We got to figure out a watch along segment here, but I heard WWE's cracking down on some of those too. I've seen
that. Some people got fucking nicked. Yeah, I've seen that.
You can't have any audio or video, which I understand. I get that, but at least movie trailers are a little different. But yeah, we try to be very careful about that stuff. But you ain't got to wait.
You know what? Fuck WWE. Any publicity is good publicity.
You would think
exactly.
Fuck them.
I understand. I get that too. Yeah. Speaking of publicity. Or bad publicity, however you want to think about it here. We talked last week about the Odyssey. We even went over the new trailer that was released last week. Well, this week, Elon Musk blew the lid off of Christopher Nolan's new Odyssey Homer epic here that's coming out in theaters in July. Elon Musk went ham on social media against Christopher Nolan. He said stuff along the lines of he lost his integrity, the director did, of this upcoming film. And a lot of this stems from the fact that, which ironically enough, when we went over the trailer, the last 2 times we talked about it, the trailers have kind of hidden the fact that some of these casting decisions were in this movie. They're in the trailer, but real quick. And most of the trailer is centered around Robert Pattinson, Matt Damon, Tom Holland, John Bernthal, but not the controversial castings. Come to find out, Elon Musk, like I said, blew the lid off this stuff. We got some very controversial DEI castings in the Odyssey. Elon Musk said one of the dumbest and twistest things that he's ever heard. Ellen Page, or Elliot Phone Home Page, as she's referred to now, Lord, has been rumored to play Achilles in the new film adaptation. For those of you who've seen Troy, that version of the character was played by Brad Pitt. I don't know about you, but Elliot Page is no Brad Pitt. Yeah. Not even close. Yeah, so that right there, you got a transgender man who is really a woman playing a male Greek mythology character. That's number one. Number two, Elon Musk continued saying that criticizing the casting of Lupita Nyong'o as Helen of Troy, claiming that Christopher Nolan only wants to win awards at the Oscars, which he's done already. So I don't know how much that part of it's true, but he makes a point though, Elon Musk does, because the Oscars now have this criteria that if you don't have a certain quota met in your movies when it comes to diversity, you cannot even become eligible for an Oscar, which is ridiculous. As Elon pointed out, that shouldn't the Oscar for like Best Picture be given to just the best movie instead of what's in your movie and forced into it and crammed into it? So I agree with Elon Musk here. For those of you who don't know who Lupita Nyong'o here is, this is what she looks like. She was in Black Panther. She played the love interest of T'Challa, as a matter of fact. And she ends up having his child in the second film. But she's playing Helen of Troy, who, for those of you who know your Greek mythology, was not, different colored skin, which is going to, again, you're trying to shoehorn that into another story. Granted, yes, it's a mythological character and all this sort of stuff. Some people say there's no rules on that sort of thing. They're Greek, right? So there's that. And she's also playing her sister in the film. So and not only are those two things that are controversial in the movie, you got John Leguizamo, who's Mexican, number one,
Puerto Rican.
And then whatever. But sorry. But anywho, you got Zendaya as well, and you've got Travis Scott, who's also in the movie.
The fuck?
Yeah. But that's definitely caused a bit of controversy this week as Elon Musk has been letting him have it. I guess there's not a whole lot to do when you're on Air Force One flying all the way to China. You got time on your hands, so you get on X and you criticize this movie. But I don't know what Christopher Nolan did to raise the ire of Elon Musk. Outside of Elon Musk has kind of been on a warpath against this woke ideology anyway for a long time because of what happened to his child.
It's a story of.
Yeah, well, not only that, this story, the Odyssey by Homer, Christopher Nolan, while it's only rumored at this point, but the screenplay could be based on a woke feminist retelling of the story by an author named Emily Wilson. The language is dumbed down or modernized. It downplays masculinity and male hierarchy. It shames violence and war. Odysseus is emasculated and less of an inspirational hero. He's more complicated. He's vulnerable, arrogant, manipulative. And women are made more prominent and impactful at the expense of male characters in this retelling of this novel that Christopher Nolan has mentioned on multiple occasions during interviews for the film. So we don't know for certain that it's based more on this, but it's starting to sound that way. I'll tell you right now, had I known all this, I probably wouldn't have even cared to even talk about the Odyssey. And I'll tell you right now, after finding out all this.
You did say, too, it wasn't your cup of tea to begin with, and you really weren't that interested in it.
Right, but I was willing to give it a shot and go watch it in the theater based on Christopher Nolan's track record, who usually makes good movies. But after hearing all this, I'm out. I'll be lucky to watch this on streaming at this point. So talk about shooting yourself in the foot in 1 week alone. And many people are stating now they're not going to go see this. So this week alone hurt the box office of this film beyond repair, I'd say. This is Little Mermaid, Snow White with Rachel Zegler and weird all over again. And it should be called out in my opinion because this forced diversity needs to stop. Just when I thought Hollywood was starting to get back on their feet, here we go. So what do you think?
It's stupid. Like, whatever. I don't care. Move on. Like that just irritates the shit out of me.
Yeah, I agree. And ironically enough, Christopher Nolan, I believe, has an interview with 60 Minutes this weekend. Talk about your bad timing. So do you have any thoughts on this, Miranda, since it kind of falls in the political realm a little bit, or no?
Once you go woke, you go broke. So
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, I don't disagree there.
It's
so
fucking stupid. That's like, what was the point of you saying you're going to tell the story? Odyssey, like, never mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. Maybe it'll be a great movie. I don't know, but all I know is this kind of reminds me of. This is probably going to be one of those situations where the critic rating is like 95% and the audience is at like 10%, and like, it's going to be one of those situations. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this affects.
Love it.
Mm-hmm. Not only that, it's probably going to be like a 3-hour plus epic. So some people may not go just for that alone. Yeah. So that'll do it for the movie news I got this week. Yeah, that's not one I wanted to end on, but that was a big story going around, especially in political circles.
None of it surprises me.
No. It don't.
You could have started off with that, and then we could have ended on the Voltron shit, like
or
that.
Fast and Furious.
Listen, no.
I was trying to tie it into Batman and DC, and then Christopher Nolan. I was trying to get there, but it didn't work.
I will say this: I love the fact that, like, again, with Voltron, that becoming a thing. Mm-hmm. I love to see a lot of that stuff, like childhood favorites. Getting like He-Man, getting this big spotlight and stuff. Like, I would love for other things. Do you remember the movie My Little Monster?
No.
It started. It's Fred Savage and
I don't remember a ton of Fred Savage stuff outside of his Wonder Years type thing, but. And of course, the Deadpool retelling of the PG-13 version or whatever, where he tied Fred Savage to the bed and made him.
Oh yeah,
which is also a spoof. Yeah, which is great.
It was the monster was underneath his bed, and like it was a whole world underneath there. Like, oh my god, I'm doing a terrible like synopsis of the movie. But anyway,
where's the man in the chair?
That movie as a kid. I love that movie. I would love to see something like that. Hell, with remember Gizmo making a comeback, Gremlins making a comeback.
Gremlins coming back next year, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'd love to see stuff like that because then it feels like we're getting back into what Hollywood used to be like.
We've been doing better this year. Project Hail Mary, which is now on streaming, I believe, was a success. Non-woke movie. Super Mario Galaxy, non-woke movie. I hear Mortal Kombat. Now I've heard some people. We're going to go see Mortal Kombat tomorrow, I think. Mortal Kombat. Supposedly Katana has a good role, but here's the thing: Katana and Shao Kahn has always been a storyline. That's not them woking it up, in my opinion. So that's always been that criticism is different. But again, we'll wait and see when we see the movie. But yeah, but like some of these non-woke movies have been doing well at the box office, and then this whole thing about the Odyssey comes out. It's like, all right, well, one bad one out of the bunch is not bad, but still,
but still, you don't want that one to be the catalyst for fucking more either. Like, just let shit be what it is. Like, I don't get this Disney whole perspective of just rewriting history for the sake of making people feel good. It's not supposed to. Shit is dirty. Shit happened.
Yeah,
like
there are plenty of roles, and John Leguizamo, by the way, you say he was Puerto Rican, who's gone on and on and on about how you need to cast Puerto Ricans to play Puerto Rican roles and all this sort of stuff, but he had no problem playing an Italian plumber when he did that crappy Mario movie back in the 90s. He took the paycheck for that, but he's got there complaining about it. It's like, dude, saying if you don't agree with us politically, don't watch any of my movies. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
fair. I'm down for that. But anyway, but yeah, it's just stupid. And hopefully, but Star Wars, Marvel, DC, Star Trek, Lord of the Rings to some regard with Rings of Power have all gone woke, and they've all been failures at certain points because of it. You would think and Harry Potter may be doing the same thing this Christmas with the Black Snape. Again, nothing against black actors or characters, but that character is specifically described as white and pale, and you changing it up just to change it. We're going to see how well that does, but the more people do it, it seems like that it's a failure at the money making box office machine. You know what I mean?
And again,
you think they learn?
If we're talking about from a perspective of you're taking a book which is already a fictional writing and you're changing a character, that's one thing, right? You can make that work. I could see the whatever, right? But we're talking about you're taking a fucking historical aspect of Greek mythology,
right?
And you're now changing it for the sake of fucking changing when it doesn't make sense for the changes, at all. Because again, we're talking about a Greek mythology movie. If Chris Evans would have been fucking Black Panther, there'd have been an issue.
Yeah. What if Ryan Gosling was Black Panther? Or if Pocahontas was, white, or whatever.
Pocahontas was.
It's okay. It's okay when one side does it. If the other side were to do it, God forbid. By the way, did you see this? Elliot Page, the Ellen Page, trying to open a jar of pickles.
I beg your fucking pardon.
Yeah, she was. I guess. Well, I don't know if I can find it or not. There's a video out there where she's dressed as like a Greek or like a Roman guard, and she's trying to open a jar of pickles after the transition, and she can't get it open because she's biologically a woman. But it's like the irony here is, I mean, I'm sure it was a bit tongue in cheek at the same time, but it's like that came out this week along with the article talking about this and stuff. Yeah, it was just like, man, so just kind of crazy. So yeah, I mean,
whatever. It's stupid. It makes
here it
no
is.
sense.
Okay, here you go, man. She even. All right, I'm saying I can find the right thing here, but yeah, I'm sorry, I'm going to share this, but if I had to see it, you got to see it. So here she is, trying to open a jar of pickles.
Come on, girl! Take that, Ark. Why won't you open? I give up.
So this will be
First of all,
playing.
that's your acting. That's bad enough in a sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get if this is supposed to be tongue in cheek, but if this is your voice of acting, let's just write that off.
Yeah. And again, you can call us bigoted, you can call us what you want. This is more about the principle of PG things just to change stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Because this isn't. There's no reason. This is the doing it for doing it.
Yeah, you can live your life, do what you want. You're an adult, whatever. But this is a different situation here, and it deserves the criticism. It really does, in my opinion. So yeah. All right. Anyway, let's move on to happier and brighter topics here, shall we? Let's get into the sports. We got some stuff to talk about.
Happy and brighter, my ass.
Here we go. Let's do it. All righty here. World of sports. We're going to skip the Indianapolis 500 thing until Matt's here with us maybe next week, if he remembers to talk about it. But we officially got the NFL schedule this week, and we now know the opening night game on I believe it's Wednesday night, actually, this year. And as I suspected, it is officially a Super Bowl rematch. New England Patriots at the Seattle Seahawks as they celebrate their Super Bowl 60 win. As this commenter here put it, the New England Patriots, I'm in danger for 0-1 here, no doubt about it.
It's not like New England played terrible in the Super Bowl.
No, of course. Well, no, yeah, I can't remember what was the score of that game. I can't remember. Was it close?
Listen, it wasn't like
last year.
It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't Philly, Kansas City score.
Kansas City, that was terrible. Okay, it's 40-20. Yeah, it was 40-22, but if I remember correctly, it really wasn't that close though. Seattle pretty well dominated it for the most part.
Yeah, running the ball like there was nothing.
Yeah, it was 24-0 in the third, going into the third. So, yeah, so that wasn't really close either. The last 2 years, Super Bowl's not been great, but closer than the Chiefs game, like you said. But at least now we know the opener, and hopefully the Patriots be on a path to redeem themselves, at least give us a good opening night game. But it's pretty hard usually to beat the champs in their home stadium, celebrating the championship victory. So, but we will get the rematch there first certain. And of course, the talk of Mike Vrabel will probably be there, that whole spiel going on with him right now. But that's months down the line, but we'll see how it goes. And of course, week one in general here, obviously the Thursday, which would not what normally would be the Thursday night game being on Wednesday. Thursday, we've got the 49ers and the Rams going to I believe it's Brazil, if I'm not mistaken. It doesn't, no, I'm sorry, Australia.
No, it's Melbourne. It's Australia.
Sorry, I didn't see it there. I didn't read it. There is a Brazil game at some point this year, but anyway, it's on Netflix. That'll be on Thursday, so that's why there. Then, of course, we got a slew of Sunday games here. The Colts, Baltimore Ravens, and the Colts. We'll get into the Colts schedule in full in just a minute. Steelers, Falcons, and Steelers week one. Sunday night football starting off the week or the year will be, of course, what usually starts off the year is the Dallas Cowboys going, I believe, traveling to the New York Giants with Jackson Dart versus Dak Prescott here. It could be a fun opener here, no doubt about it. And of course,
don't sleep on them Giants, man.
Especially with John Harbaugh.
Yeah, Jackson Dart had a hell of a game, hell of a season last year. So
until he got hurt, Dart and Scatterboo, had they not lost them, well, no, I'm sorry, it was Neighbors and Scatterboo. Dart played.
Yeah,
Neighbors and Scatterboo. Yep. So if you get all those three together, and then you got John Harbaugh's coaching, might be a good year for the Giants. I'm looking forward to see what they do there. And of course, the Monday night game kicking off the week or the year is the Broncos at the Kansas City Chiefs. So the Chiefs starting out with 2 home games. More on that in just a second. But we do have a record 9 international games in 2026. Melbourne, Australia with the Niners and Rams. We got Rio de Janeiro with the Ravens and the Cowboys in week 3. And then we got a slew of London games week 4, 5, and 6. The Colts and Commanders, Eagles and Jags, and Texans and Jags. Jags got 2 weeks in London there. We also got the Steelers and the Saints in Paris, France in week 7. The Bengals and the Falcons in Madrid, Spain. The Patriots and Lions in Munich, Germany, and of course the Vikings and the Niners in Mexico City, Mexico, to round out week 11 there. So a lot of international games this year. So that'll be a lot of fun. Getting up early on Sunday morning to watch those. The holidays also look stacked
about that.
Yeah, that 1 week with the Steelers.
Yeah,
the Steelers, or I'm sorry, the Thanksgiving and Christmas games are stacked this year. Thanksgiving Eve now, Wednesday before Thanksgiving is getting a game. The Packers and the Rams. We got 3 on Thanksgiving: the Bears and the Lions, Eagles, Cowboys, Chiefs, and Bills in their new stadium, which they'll debut in week 2 on Thursday Night Football. So that's a powerful Thursday Thanksgiving Day. And then, of course, on Black Friday, the Broncos at the Steelers. So your Black Friday shopping is going to wait there, Miranda, if you want to watch that on Amazon Prime. So you can catch that one on there. But those don't look like a bad one in the bunch right now.
No, they don't. These actually look like games worth watching during Thanksgiving.
Right. Obviously, the season sometimes has an effect on that. Some teams you think will be good or not, and vice versa. But as of right now, on paper, they look great. The Christmas games, same thing. Christmas Eve, Texans at Eagles. Christmas Day, triple header, much like Thanksgiving. Packers and Bears, Bills and Broncos, Rams and Seahawks. Again, all playoff caliber teams from the last season here.
It's about time. We just had to work through all the rookies and all that shit to get to where now all these teams are viable fucking teams. So like we just had to get through that infancy stage of now we're getting competitive football throughout this fucking season. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, it looks good. I mean, so far I'm excited, but hold that thought. Now, as for Christmas, though, it's kind of interesting that the NFL might have just dropped the greatest Christmas slate ever in their existence, completely out of spite for LeBron James, mind you, because back in 2024, LeBron James took a shot at the NFL for playing on Christmas. He said, quote, "I love the NFL, but Christmas is our day." He's talking about the NBA. The NFL's 2006 Christmas slate is loaded. So that could be a direct shot at LeBron, who just got eliminated from the playoffs, mind you. So that's also fun. Got to throw that out there. Anyhow. So, as of the primetime games, the Colts have 2. I believe the Steelers have a multiple, if I'm not mistaken. I think only 5 teams, like the Dolphins, Raiders, Browns, all the crap teams didn't get one. And, the Colts, jury's out. They haven't got many good primetime games the last few years. But here's your Thursday night slate here throughout the entire season here. These all look pretty promising on paper. A lot of division games. No doubt about that. that looks good to me.
Your division games are always the best ones for Thursday night football, though.
Oh, yeah, especially as long as they
midweek, they're
beat up, but they play extra with the division there for sure. Here's all the Sunday night games. Week 2, Colts at Kansas City. That'll be a tough one. I'm trying to think if any of these other ones jump out. If they do to you, let me know.
Week 10. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati.
That's Cincinnati.
Week 13, Miranda. That Texans.
Oh wow, there you go. 2 Sunday night games. Oh, that's gonna be a tough one. Yeah, for sure.
Well, speaking of, in fact, Aaron Rodgers is in Pittsburgh tonight.
Okay, good. Well, I know he was supposed to maybe last week. Maybe it was this weekend. I don't know.
He was spotted out with Friar Moose.
Okay, well, good. I think that's all but a done deal. Like I said, I think he's just waiting for training camp to be over probably before he really sips and says anything. But yeah, so those look good. The thing about Monday Night Football this year, the thing that I noticed the most, no more double headers. We used to have a few weeks here and there where there was a couple games. One didn't start till like 10 o'clock. But no, these are all single games Monday night all the way week 1 through week 17. So they all start at 8:15. So I'm fine with that. And I definitely recommend, by the way, watching the Peyton and Eli show as well.
My God,
it's
hilarious.
A lot of fun. Sometimes their guests I don't necessarily always like or agree with, but at the same time, I like those guys talking football. But yeah, definitely good looking for this. And so I don't think the Colts are not on Monday night. Steelers are though. They got the Jaguars, and on my birthday, December 14th. That's crazy. I think that's the only Monday nighter they got too. So it looks like 3 or 4 primetime games for the Steelers there. Speaking of Steelers, here is their team schedule. Miranda's team here. Obviously, looks like you're home, away, home, away, home, away, away, home before the bye. So kind of back and forth there. But that matchup against the Colts in Pittsburgh in week 5 at 1 p.m. on Sunday. So it could be a lot of fun on October 11th. So that'll be fun for us.
Definitely have to watch that one together.
Okay, that sounds like a plan to me. I think I'll be. Yeah, I should be around for that. It's like watch IU and Ohio State. We made it.
Oh my God, that was
maybe. I don't know what Brent is going to do here. He's kind of a man of 2 teams, as it were, kind of in a 2-team household. No,
it's more than a 2-team household.
Yeah, and if you're curious, here's the Steelers preseason. Starts August 13th on Thursday against the Packers, the Jets on week 2, and the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, go back one. Why is it the Panthers game week 15?
Oh, this here? The Panthers week 16.
Why is it to be determined?
Oh, a lot of the times at week 16, sometimes week 17, and especially week 18, the NFL leaves it open to move around the games to determine, like, say, you don't want to watch a bunch of crappy teams scheduled for Sunday Night Football. So it's one of those things they may flex it out for a better game. So if the Steelers and Panthers are good, maybe they go to Sunday night that week. But yeah, they leave it open just to kind of.
It's shitty though, because if the Steelers are doing good and the Panthers are ass, they may move that game around because the Panthers are ass.
Well, that a lot of times too, they'll move it around for playoff implications too. If some of these teams are still fighting for a spot, they'll put, especially week 18, they'll move those around. So yeah, that's the explanation. But it'll definitely be that week though. So for sure. So based on this, what are your expectations? You got a win-loss record or anything in predictions or no?
17 I like games. Our first 5 better than yours.
That's for sure. Like I said in the chat, we going 17-0. I know what you're talking about. No, I don't actually believe that. That's for sure. I mean, I would love for us to start out 8-0 again and then continue that success this year, like we did last year. But with the Colts schedule, here it is, as it were. Like Miranda and
out of here. I still every time, like I see this, I get heartburn because, like,
fair enough. Yeah, I get why.
Realistically, and I'm being honest here.
Yeah.
I say 1-4
out of the first 5 weeks.
Yep.
Who's the win against? Commanders?
Yep.
You think so? Okay. Well, here's the thing.
You want my honest opinion? Like, honestly, like
sure.
I think that's our first shot at winning a game. I'm not saying we won't be viable in the other 4 games, but I think that's our first shot at winning a game because realistically, that defense in Pittsburgh is a problem. Period. I don't care how you feel about it. Like, it is a problem, period. And that's for anybody. Their offensive line, if they get that working the way it's supposed to, think about the weapons they have on offense, right? And then our defense.
Yeah.
We're going up against one of the best wide receivers we had, who's now on Pittsburgh's team. You don't think there's not going to be a
Well, and again, our defense is unproven right now, but I am curious to see how the new players work in the scheme. That's the whole idea.
You're right.
Yeah, time will tell.
And if you don't think Aaron Rodgers isn't going to get that man a touchdown,
well, and here's the thing: Mike McCarthy, Aaron. We don't know at some point Aaron Rodgers may fall off a cliff when it comes to his performance. We don't know. Maybe not. But it does tend to happen the older you get.
He's still a 3-time MVP. He's still. I don't know how many.
And he's got more weapons this year than he has in the past with Pittman, DK, and Jalen Warren, Freiermuth, that other big hoss at tight end.
They've got Washington. That is not human. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. You don't toss around other grown men with one hand the way you fucking toss around grown men with one hand.
And the dumb thing was the Colts had a guy like that too, and I don't even know if he's on the team anymore.
Come on, don't tell me shit.
But they did get Tyler Warren, but they got plenty of time.
But yes, but then again, the issue with the Ravens are the Ravens. Lamar Jackson is still a hell of a QB. Period.
Even with a new coach, it's still Lamar Jackson.
Yep, he's still got fucking King Henry behind him.
And I forgot about that. But the Colts know King Henry, though. They do know.
Yes, but it's still knowing him, but you still got to fucking stop him.
And it's a new defense compared to those guys that used to play Henry. So you're right. And then you got week 2 against the Kansas City on Sunday Night Football, which is crazy to me. But we'll take it. It's a prime time. But
even if, let's say, I give us the benefit of doubt we could beat the Texans, which ain't fucking happened. But you get what I'm saying? Like, we could beat the Texans. Sure, maybe 2 out of 3. Because
if we come out of this,
if we come out of this 2 out of 3, I'm still happy.
2, or even if we got 3 wins, I'd be thrilled out of 5 weeks to get 3 wins here.
We could pull an upset win early. Fuck yeah.
But after October 11th, after that first month or so, it does lighten up a bit with the Titans, the Vikings. We'll see. Kyler Murray over there, maybe be the starter. I don't know. Of course, Jacksonville and Houston are always going to be tough. The Cowboys and Dolphins should be a win, but you never know. The Cowboys, we'll see how they are. The Giants after Thanksgiving, that's not a gimme anymore.
No.
The Eagles, and then it's doable in spots after week 5.
Depending on what version of Joe, if we get the Joe Burrow that has an offensive line that can protect him, then that's a problem.
Yeah, that's a problem. But then Sauce Gardner's gonna have to make his money for sure.
Yeah,
but that's another wild card. But so I mean, this is I'm intrigued after week 5. But first 5 weeks I'm a little nervous. But if we can come out of that anywhere close to being successful,
who's QBing in fucking Miami right now?
Oh God, you'd have to ask.
I'm sorry.
They might have drafted a kid if I remember.
And is JJ going to be the QB? Or is it going to be Kyler?
The way JJ played last year, maybe Kyler. I'm sure it's a competition, straight up competition right now.
You still listen. We can say we want. They still got Justin Jefferson's on the side catching the fucking ball too. So
Google says Malik Willis is the quarterback for the
Malik Willis.
Yeah, because I think Tagovailoa went to Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm pretty sure. Well, him and Michael Penix down there. The similar styles. I kind of see that. One guy gets hurt. You know, you can kind of switch them in and out. Maybe I get it.
Oh, Miranda, your game should be a cakewalk.
Mm.
Oh, I guess week 1. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's what you're saying.
Week 1 should be a
In
W.
Pittsburgh. Yeah, somebody draft the Steelers defense in fantasy now for that one. And I don't even know if Michael Penix will be ready to go. Same with the Colts. We don't know if Daniel Jones will be ready to go week 1 or not yet. Still coming off the Achilles tear and, of course, the fractured leg or the tibia or whatever it was.
So let me ask you that. Okay, given that circumstance, right? That let's say we don't see Daniel Jones till week 8.
Yeah, I don't. Right? Yeah, it was a late injury.
Realistically, our offense, I know the weapons we have, but the quarterbacks we have,
right,
dealing with the defense from
Baltimore,
Houston,
Pittsburgh,
yeah.
And Washington is greatly dependent upon Jaden Daniels, who wasn't very good last year. That whole team had a setback. But I know it's going to be tough. Not only that, I'm also worried about the absence of Michael Pittman Jr. because you pay Alec Pierce and Daniel Jones, which I understand you got to keep them. But Tyler Warren and Josh Downs have to step it up. I know they went out and got that Nick Westbrook-Ikeen from IU, who's been with the Titans for a lot of years, but he hasn't shown a whole lot in the NFL just yet. Maybe a change of scenery changes things. But, yeah, Downs and Warren have to step. And not only that, the Colts have got a plethora of pass-catching tight ends. They got Mo Alley Cox still. They got, what was that other kid's name there? I can't remember now, but they got a few there. Use more 2 tight end sets. Like, get some more pass catchers on this field. If you're not going to replace Pittman, which right now there's not many options left, so Pierce is going to have to earn his money.
And again, so you got the you think about okay, and I'm going to keep saying them because think about Pittsburgh's defensive line, right? You got TJ,
yeah. You
got Sawyer, you got Patrick Queen. You got Highsmith, like
they would all know Ohio State guys. I see.
Porter, yeah, you got Joy Porter.
We got Tui Maloau as well, which I'd like to see more out of. But yeah,
yes,
Ohio State guy. Yeah,
you got Joy Porter Jr. You got what's his name? The one they just picked up last year or year before. I can't remember. The safety. Pittsburgh has.
I agree with Mike here. Anyway, does Brandon need one of those jackets that's half one team and half the other, Colts and Steelers?
Yeah,
maybe.
I was literally,
or like my hat that's half Colts and IU. You can get one of those.
Yeah,
I could even send you the website.
I've wanted a half Pittsburgh, half Colts jersey for a while.
There you go. Well, Christmas idea, Miranda. Birthday idea.
Man, I'm just saying, like.
I don't know. I don't.
And I'm only
I think you should just pick one team, Matt.
Yeah.
Negative.
Don't leave me out here on an island. Me and Matt.
Listen, if I'm picking one team, it's going to be the Colts. Like let's get that out the way.
But you know what? If I go over to your house every now and then I see you waving a yellow towel, I'll understand.
You have never seen me wave a yellow towel.
You just hold up the towel.
You only like Pittsburgh for their fucking defense.
Pretty much.
He gets them in fantasy football all the time. That's
yes, I do.
I understand it for sure.
But no, I'm just saying, like with the quarterback selection that we have, I'm just saying any of these, especially like I said, I only say them because players on that defense, right? But Baltimore has players on that defense. Kansas City has what's his name?
We don't talk about them.
Or whatever.
Aaron's not here. We don't have to bring him up.
That lineman, yeah, the lineman that they have on their defense, you know, who is a QB sacker. You know what I mean? Like, there's real issues to worry about, especially with these unreally tested quarterbacks that we have.
Yeah.
I say untested, but we get one dude who tapped out in the middle of a fucking game. Who I gave way more fucking benefit of the doubt to, but it is what it is with him.
So you start Leonard over Richardson if Daniel Jones is not ready?
Yeah.
Riley Leonard had moments, but I mean, Richardson, obviously no one's going to trade for him. They'd have to cut him or otherwise it's their problem to have at this point. But maybe you give him one last shot when I don't know. See what if you're going to lose anyway. But at the same time, I've been hearing reports that Shane Steichen wants a guy at quarterback who will do the job as he wants them to do it. Run the plays he calls. Richardson's kind of a guy who sometimes flies by the seat of his pants, does a little, that's where the magic sometimes can happen with Richardson for sure. But Jones is going to be a guy who could execute the offense as it is made up. So that's kind of why Jones got the nod and of course all the other off the field and injury things and all that stuff. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. So we'll move on from that. But one last thing in sports, and we'll get out of here for the Rumble portion for the politics and stuff. But I wanted to get your quick thoughts and predictions on who's going to win the big fight this weekend. Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano, live on Netflix tomorrow night. The main card starts at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Netflix. 11 fights if you count the prelims, and then the 5-match main card. But this is clearly the main event here. Rousey versus Carano. This is the tail of the tape. For those of you wondering the differences between these two ladies here, Ronda at 39 years of age, Carano at 44 years of age. Height's pretty much even, 68-inch reach for Ronda, 66.5 for Carano. Orthodox stance for both. Judo fighting style for Rousey. Muay Thai for Carano. 12-2 MMA record for Rousey. 7-1 for Carano. The most interesting thing about this for me is the last time they both fought. Ronda Rousey fought last against Amanda Nunes in December 30th, 2016, where she lost via TKO. Gina Carano last fought in 2009 versus Chris Cyborg and lost via TKO. 9 years and 16 years since they've both been in an octagon. This is interesting to me, and Ronda's obviously got the advantage at submission wins, 9-1. I'm still going to go with I've been saying it. I think it's going to be the same thing as I've always said. Carano knocks out Rousey. I don't know what round, but that's my prediction of how I think
watching this.
We can. I mean, we should probably be back by then. We could maybe do it online or something. I'll probably have to, do it online for sure. But yeah, we can probably watch it stuff together. So, but here's the rest of the card in case you're interested. So here's a couple names. Obviously, Junior Dos Santos. I recognize Nate Diaz is on there. I can't really. I don't know a lot of these new guys. It's been so long since I've watched MMA. But Rousey and Carano is definitely the main event here. I'm assuming this match probably won't happen until about 10:30, 11 o'clock easy. Most likely. But
me and Aaron were talking about this the other day. You know how like we all watched that Tyson and Jake Paul situation, but how the undercard was so much better than the actual
a lot of times
event. And like some of these fights on this undercard may actually be some fights,
especially when your main event like literally 9 years and 16 years since their last fights.
That Nate Diaz
it may be bad actually. I don't know, but
we'll see though.
It can't be any worse than Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson.
No, 100%.
Can't be any worse than that. For sure. But yeah, the main card I wouldn't mind watching, but for sure after 9 o'clock.
This side looks pretty good.
What are your thoughts on the winner?
Pretty good.
Ronda.
I don't know. It's been a minute since either one of them been in the fucking ring.
They both weighed in today. They both look good, but that doesn't necessarily mean
Ronda's got the reach.
Yeah,
she's got a couple inches more reach.
I don't like Ronda, so I by default I want Gina to win.
And I think a lot of people probably fall into that line, and I still think Gina got fired from Disney, but so I'm pulling for her. I always hope good things for her. But yeah, I think she said she lost 100 pounds over the last year and a half. Carano preparing for this fight, so good for her. Shit. I mean, for sure, she's definitely trimmed down. Great deal.
The training,
Gina,
is crazy.
I can't imagine Ronda still trains real hard. She just seems like she's got that ego, like she don't need to.
And I don't know about Carano having kids, but I know Ronda's had at least one child. I don't know how many she's got, but I mean, I know that doesn't necessarily mean anything, but I'm sure she's put into work. But I agree with you guys. I think Carano's going to win, and I think Mike agrees the same. He says I'm taking Carano to win, but if she doesn't, I'm thinking Rob Rousey probably win. That's probably a good call. I don't know if you want to go to Vegas with those odds, but just fair. And Mike said on that note, I'm hitting the sack. Hope to catch you all next week. Yeah, we'll be back for episode 92.
Yeah, we should definitely watch that fight though.
Yeah, I'm definitely down for it. I'd love to start doing some more watch-alongs, but I just don't know. I'm working on a way to do video games, so we'll see if I can work that out. But I definitely want to start doing, especially if you guys go to the early shift again. We can maybe work some more stuff in at some point. Any more news on that front, or no? You want to talk about that later?
Vague.
Vague as always. Okay, that's cool. No worries there. That's for sure. All righty. Well, I guess that means we're going to get ready for our news and politics segment, our Rumble exclusive segment here, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who are watching us on YouTube and Facebook, we're going to bid ourselves adieu and say good night and goodbye and good night bang, as Kenny Omega would say. We'll see you guys next week for episode number 92. But if you guys want to stick around and watch the full show, the news and politics segment where we cover every single week here on the channel, you have to join Rumble and follow us over there, or follow us on one of the X accounts of Miranda's or mine at the bottom of the screen below. You can check it out there. But for those of you who are leaving, we'll see you guys next week. And everybody else, stick around. We'll be back in just a few minutes for the news and politics. So see you in a minute.